right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
Hello!
It's not static, AM radio.
It's the Cool Ben Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody's tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromala intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack a 6 o'clock and lager with some sirloin bites.
Very good Friday morning to you. Welcome to the Nielson Show with Lieutenant Eric. No Nielson, no Lieutenant Eric. We do have YouTube, Trev, so a third of the show is still with you here today. Matt Iwanyk, Dave Jamieson in for the boys on this morning, live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thank you to everyone for listening live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, tune in, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, watching on YouTube, or listening to this on podcast, wherever you get your podcast, because everyone has podcasts, Dave.
Sure they do. I was on one last night.
You were. The Elks heard, which will be able to be heard, that conversation, 6 o'clock tonight. Right here in our audio stream is there, our friend of EST, Scout and Catherine.
Yes.
How was that? How was it?
I always like talking with them in particular because of their, deep passion for the Edmonton Elks. But it gives me a chance to, bore the younger folk with some old time stories, and they seem to at least give me the time and space to do that. And, they asked me some questions around, where I thought the franchise was going in terms of the brand and all that good stuff, which I always enjoy having those kind of conversations. And then they lost interest and said, okay, we got to let you go. And I said, okay.
There was a story recently, and I'm going to have to spend the show trying to remember.
How can I help?
Well, there was a story of that I needed you to, I brought up on the Hangout. A story that you've mentioned in the past.
Call Low Tide. He'll know.
That's a story. It was an internal story. Now that's going to bother me.
An internal story?
Well, like an Elks story. One of your many stories of the Elks. And I can't remember which one it was because we were talking about it on the Hangout. And now it's going to bother me all show. And then at some point this show, I'd be like, there it is. And I'm just going to stop mid-show and I'm going to tell you what it is or ask you about what it is.
All right.
Because you have so many great stories. But that one's going to bother me now. Darn. Well, your thoughts always welcome. You can text us. If you text us, you go into the mix for text of the day. Brought to you by A&W. You asked, we listened. And by we, I mean A&W, not me.
You say, we play. That's what we used to say.
The new Masala Veggie Burger here to stay only at A&W. Available now for a limited price for only $6. I had some A&W yesterday. It was delicious. I had the double matzo. Great. Their fries was fantastic. I had a buddy burger as well with it. I went all out. It was great. And the root beer was just amazing.
And you will not go wrong if you bang back a bag of onion rings from those guys. They are purveyors of fine rings.
Do you know what's weird?
What's that?
Which is, you're not going to be surprised. I don't like onions, but I love onion rings.
Wow, you really straddle the line, hey, between sanity and madness. You really are. You have not changed at all in the time that we have not been working together. Just a bizarro man. Okay, that's fine.
It's a deep batter that I just don't taste the onion or whatever. But yeah, I don't really like onions. But like,
I really hate fish, but I sure love a fillet of fish. Okay, all right, whatever you need to get through.
Yeah, it's weird. They'll study my brain.
Don't judge me.
They'll study my brain one day.
Yes,
that inbox, it is the Parish Jewelers inbox, Canadian and family owned. Shop a huge selection of engagement rings and wedding bands that are on sale. Flexible payment options such as do not pay for 1 year. Shop in stores in Edmonton and area or online parishjewelers.com. We're coming to you live from the West End in our Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studios, which will be on a move in a few weeks.
Yeah, that's no small undertaking. To pick up shop and move like the Baltimore Colts in the middle of the night and relocate to Indianapolis.
We're doing it in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Well, okay, sort of like the Colts. So you're going to pick up and move and then reappear at another facility, and I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah, it's. Okay. I was talking with Tube Socks because he's looking at the backdrop, and he's like, "Hey, when's your official first day in the new office?" I'm like, "It's July 29th."
Okay.
He's like, "Oh, that's pretty quick." I'm like, Yep, it is."
Well,
it absolutely is.
Tube Socks is an artist, so you don't expect him to be able to read a calendar.
Well, no, it's also just like I think even just in this office, I don't think people fully understand how soon.
But that's a generational thing.
Well, no,
is it not? Like the urgency is like, yeah, man, I'll get to it.
Yeah, but there's only like 3 people of the younger generation here. It's the older generation. It's the majority of everyone else that's also, I just think, very much like not recognizing that it's today's the 11th.
Sure is.
So we have 2 more Fridays after today in this office. That's it. The next Friday, that Friday after. We don't have that. August 1st we are out. We can't be here on August 1st.
Okay, I'm going to come off a little like Belichick, no days off. You know when the best time to do something is? Right now.
Yeah. It is.
Right now. Grab your boxes.
But do you see how much we've packed, Dave?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You guys are wholly unaware of what's about to hit you right between the antlers. But good luck to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. As I said, the studio, it is brought to you by Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen, which has the new summer snack. Enjoy classic, spicy, or blackened, or all 3, as they say on the website, IYKYK, which is if you know, you know. Absolutely. We need to get to morning announcements momentarily for the Bear. Just here's what's coming up on the show today. Dave Naylor of TSN will stop by at 6:40. We'll look at Week 6 in the Canadian Football League, including the Edmonton Elks hosting the BC Lions on Sunday, 5 o'clock down at Commonwealth Stadium. Green and Gold kickoff show. Myself, Jay Milne, will get you set for that game live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk at 4 o'clock on Sunday. We've got, that's good for the Italian Center. Play Alberta Play of the Day. We got 2 tickets to the Elks game to give away. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. We've got Beer of the Week. We've got the wrap. We've got you as well in the nasty chat as well as on the inbox.
And you forgot to mention a whole hour talking about Iwanyk Howard and whether it's too soon to call him a great. Come on.
Well, I don't know if it's too soon to call him a great. I think the question is it Oilers Hall of Fame or is it Banner?
Oh.
Does he get number retired or is he only getting his name on the Hall of Fame wall?
The wall of good? You know where I'm going with this, because you and I both have lived through enough like slow summers and, fallow periods of sports conversation that we know that these kind of things happen, right? We're saying a silent prayer for our colleagues who do this every day, that they've got to have these kind of conversations, right?
Yeah, and look, he was taking some heat yesterday. Trev is very big on Iwanyk Howard. Oh, and I get where Oiler fans coming from with it. I said on the Lock Shop yesterday, from a betting perspective, from the Calder next year,
of course,
I would put him in the top 3 because of the potential of the ceiling. If you're playing with Connor, if you're playing with Leon, I see it. There's a chance for a higher ceiling.
The table is set.
Yeah. I just hope that there's not too much pressure thrown onto him too soon.
Can
which
I let
is
you in on something?
It is.
There will be too much pressure. Remember where we're
that's the thing,
we're situated in Edmonton.
Because we have to remember he's coming from college, and there still is a learning curve, and he may not have a year where he finishes in the top 6, and that's okay. That's okay. The goal is hopefully in his career he's a top 6 player for a year. He's contributing in that, but in year 1 maybe he's not there. But also if he does produce, and you're producing with Connor Leon, there's points to be had, and that's why I wonder if he'd be a contender for the Calder. Yeah, I got through everything of what's coming up on the show today. Let's get to morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear. Check them out on 100.3 on your FM dial. Scott McCord, Yukon Jack in the mornings, Just Jackson in the afternoons. We do got the Elks. We do got the Lions coming up on Sunday. Dave, these two teams met back in week 1.
Yes, they did.
Ultimately, the Elks, they had the lead going into halftime. Had a rough third quarter. The Lions run away with it. Just early thoughts on that game for Sunday. What do the Elks need to do to go get a victory against the BC Lions, this time here in Edmonton?
Not give up 400 yards of offense.
That's a good start.
You want to start there. Look, I know that comes off sounding facetious, but, the Elks did, and we don't have to relive last game in its entirety, but much tighter on defense. They've got to get pressure on Rourke, and easier said than done.
Especially with the Robbie Smith potentially, not
right
there.
And then you've got, what I liked so much about last game for the Elks is Trey Ford was good, but he didn't have to win them the game. Okay. And where he's at in his evolution as a starting quarterback in the CFL is if you can put him in as many positions like that, I think you're going to have greater success. Trey, we just need you to be, good, smart with the ball, and we got enough stuff going on around us and with the, what they've got coming out of the backfield, and then you get a special teams performance like they got, good things are going to happen.
The big thing for this game, I would say, it's what you said there. It's getting to Nathan Rourke. We saw him beat them on week 1 with his arm.
Yes.
But he also did it with his legs a couple of times. And the Elks really struggled on second and longs. They forced a lot of second and longs in that game. They had good first down defense. The BC Lions converted on 61% of their second and longs. You can't allow that to happen. You can't allow it to happen when you've got the pressure on Nathan Rourke and he escapes and runs for 40 yards on you or whatever it was in that first week. You can't allow that to happen. And Nathan, here's the thing. The Elks have gotten better and better and better as each week's progressed. From BC to Montreal, they improved. Montreal to Winnipeg, they improved. Winnipeg to Ottawa, they improved. I can't say the same for the BC Lions.
No, they've regressed, actually.
Yeah,
they got the
worst case, even if you want to, yes, you could say at the worst, they're the same.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go through, you cannot, no one can sit there and say the BC Lions are a better football team today than they were in week 1. You cannot say the Elks are worse or the same football team. They have improved.
Yes. And we're not just saying that coming off the win. I know where you're going, right? Because you're in media or whatever we're calling ourselves, we're often the last thing we saw.
Yes.
Right? That was awful. They were amazing. But context required here.
There's also still some questions about Nathan Rourke's health.
Yes.
He's listed as questionable or a limited participant on the injury report this week. He's not taking all the first team snaps. Farhan Lalji of TSN, he tweeted yesterday that it looks like it's still Rourke is this is the ending of the tweet. The hope is he will start again against the Elks. It's trending in the right direction, and the hope is he will start again against the Elks. So even if he is playing, he's not 100% healthy, clearly.
Yeah, well, of course. With an oblique injury, those are painful. And but did you see Jeremiah Mazzoli play? Okay. I think he's lost a bit off his fastball. He was not good. Now, mind you, the team around him that day was not great either. So they'll do whatever they need to do to make sure Rourke is playing. He's playing.
Well, and they desperately need this game. We'll get into this part a little bit later. Who needs this game more? But the BC Lions are 1-3 in their division already.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost the season series to Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They don't play the Bombers again. They've lost both, so they've lost that season series, and they've already lost a game to Saskatchewan. They have a season series against the Elks right now. They hold that. The teams play 3 times, but if you lose to the Elks, you drop to 1-4 in your division. You've lost your one edge with one team in the West. Mm-hmm. You've put yourself really in a tough spot
in a
to try to
division
claw.
That is that, and with Calgary was seemingly improved, and they are. Edmonton on the rise.
If they get that victory, they're feeling really good. There's because I would sit here and say, should you not just rest Nathan Rourke to make sure he's healthy?
Come on, Matty, never rest.
But they can't.
No load management here.
They can't fall too far behind.
I know.
By the end of tonight with Saskatchewan, Calgary, let's say Calgary wins, you're 4 points back of both those teams for first and second in the West. And if the Elks win, all of a sudden the Elks are tied with you.
It's also an important game for the Elks.
Absolutely.
If I may, for the business of being the Edmonton Elks. Okay. A lot of people left that stadium, Commonwealth, feeling good, feeling better about the state of the franchise. Great night. The team wins. They entertain. They do, the things we saw them do. And to build off that is also part of the picture.
Okay, I will ask you this question. Which one's win is more? Now, both. The answer is both, obviously. But let's say the Elks go 1-1 in their next 2. They get BC tonight or Sunday.
Yeah.
They get bye.
Yes.
Then they're in Saskatchewan. Then they're home to Hamilton.
Correct.
What's the bigger win for ticket sales for the Hamilton game? Is it tonight, or no, I keep saying today, Sunday, when the next home game is still 3 weeks away? Or is it getting that victory in Saskatchewan leading into Hamilton?
It's both.
It is, yeah.
Because people want to go to the ballpark and come away. You can't guarantee wins, but feeling good about the team. Yeah, they can watch it on television, and hundreds of thousands will. But that's where the Elks sit right now. And yes, it's a football thing, and the winning is going to produce some good returns, I think, for them on and off the field. But, the carryover, you're right. Like when you've got a 3-week break, and that's one of the things, that is not great about a football schedule, is you can play in short order a couple of games at home and then not be seen by your fans in person for 3 weeks, sometimes 4, right? So maintaining momentum in the marketplace and the fan interest, and there's so many other things that people can be engaged in. It's not an easy job.
That hockey guy, when's the last time the Elks won back-to-back home games? 2 years ago, actually, 2023. They won against Ottawa on August 27th. That was that first home win in a long time.
That was Gatorade shower time for, was that Chris Jones? Who was coaching?
That was Chris, because that was their first win. They finally got it at home. Chris Jones was fired last year.
Yes.
And then they won the rematch. They actually almost went on a 5-game winning streak that year because they won in Hamilton. They won home to Ottawa. They went in Labor Day. They lost 35-31, but they blew that game late. They had the potential of winning that one. They won back here in Edmonton with a Dean Faithful walk-off, and then they went to Saskatchewan and beat Saskatchewan. There was almost a stretch where the Elks went 5 in a row that year, but that year it was back-to-back home wins. Prior to that, I don't even know, maybe 2019? Could it be 2019? Because they didn't win at home for the longest time there. 2019.
Let's just say they haven't been in this rarefied air for quite some time.
They did in 2019. So they've done it at those. Rob from the Grove, good morning, gentlemen. Can I get a conscious? I'm going in for surgery this morning. I'll be on the IR for a couple weeks, but ready to go for the Nasty Bash.
When is... I should never talk over the conch. When is the Nasty Bash?
August 8th.
Wow.
I'm going through everything starting next week. I'm, what's the word I'm looking for? Finishing off the golf tournament. Trying to figure out what the other word.
Well, you're trying to close the books on the golf tournament.
But I was going not debriefing, but
there's a debrief. I mean, you'll sit with your executive team.
Yeah, myself. I'll grab a mirror and I'll look at it myself, and we'll go through it.
And you'll say, "What did we learn?
Yeah, well, yes.
What can we improve?"
But Nasty Bash, and we've got the move. But Nasty Bash is next for me, along with Estes. Because we've got do you know of our 4 majors? We have our own 4 majors.
Oh, do you really?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's the EST Fun Spiel in February, so curling.
Where?
Which
I've not attended, but I'm aware.
I've called that relating it to golf, that is the Open Championship.
Yes.
Scotland, of
course.
all works nicely.
Yes.
There's the Estes, or there's the EST Golf Classic this week, which is our Masters.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Nasty Bash, which is the
that's the waste management.
I got to remember how I put it all these. Well, there's the Nasty Batch, which I think is, I was going to go the PGA Championship.
Oh, okay.
And then the Estes would then be the U.S. Open. But I feel like,
and you guys
it's
are
all
working
classic.
hard to make this bit work.
But then we had the Players Championship, which is our Super Bowl party. So like we've got events. So, but
Right.
we're halfway through our majors this year. So we got Nasty Bash and Estes coming up. I've put them all really close together, which is probably not smart. But the Nasty Bash is taking place August 8th. It's the only date we could do.
Oh.
It's an Elks Owls game. So I got to make sure I double check with Fergie at the St. Albert Rugby Club. The post game show will be done live at the Nasty Bash.
Oh, nothing could go wrong there. Nothing could go wrong there. You're going live from the Nasty Bash.
Yeah. But it's an early game. They're out in Montreal, so it'll only be 8 o'clock.
Does the CRTC have oversight over this, whatever it is we're doing here?
Truthfully, the CRTC does have oversight over the internet worlds, the pods and all that. They just haven't done it yet.
So who do you answer to when you produce subpar or potentially worse programming?
Our listeners.
Oh, the listeners call you.
That's a guess, I guess. Our advertisers.
Well,
myself.
That's okay, yeah.
No, but
I just wondered.
But from a radio geek perspective,
yeah,
legit, it actually, the CRTC is actually the body that governs, but they haven't touched it yet.
Who is your who's your Bill Daly? Who's your I'm forgetting the name of the guy in the NHL who hands out justice.
George Peros?
George Peros. Who's your George Peros?
I guess.
That would have to be Maddie.
Okay.
Maddie is our George Peros.
I'm always curious who you answer to.
Yeah.
Barry the Cheater. Maddie's playing with fire and letting God take the wheel, putting the show at the nest.
Yes, that's it. Let God take the wheel. Let's just hope it all goes well. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
It'll end like that Nick Tarnasky fight.
Okay. Jays open up a series out in Sacramento tonight.
Sure. Home of the Athletics.
They had 10 straight loss. But I had that Wimbledon question I wanted to get to you before we get to our sports update.
Yeah.
So I said while we're prepping this morning, quiet year for Wimbledon. And you said a lot of top seeds fell. But I'm going to take this a little further. It feels like for the last little while, tennis has been a little quiet. Is that because the Canadians aren't doing well?
Yes, and
it seems like
I'm a tennis guy.
Yeah, I know for you, and that's why I'm asking you this question because before I let you, when we did shows together, we had John Horn or a bunch of tennis guys because a lot of Canadians were getting to the second week of the majors.
Yep.
They weren't just at the majors. We could talk about Andreescu winning the U.S. Open. We could talk about Leilani Fernandez getting to the final.
Shapovalov.
But we could talk them getting to semis or finals. But now it's like they're not even getting past through the first few days. Is that the big reason that maybe for us here it's quiet? Is that the Canadians aren't progressing far enough?
Yeah, you've absolutely nailed it. Our friend John Sexsmith.
Yeah.
Who I talked to on the daily, as we say. John, I said, hey, there's a great match on now. You should, throw it over there at the office. And he goes, with the Canadians out, I'm out. And he said that to me 2 days ago. And I thought, okay, I get it. Because if you don't have a rooting interest and you maybe sort of see tennis as kind of a fringe, not that it is, but you know what I'm saying? It's not your jam. Then, okay, what would bring you to the flat screen? And in our case, you go, I'll root for a Canadian because great story. And for a while, Canada was a real hotspot for international tennis. It cools. It's really hard. It's a hard sport. I think there's a stat that 400 players in the world can actually make a living at it at that level. And so that tells you to get good, stay good, win consistently is really, really difficult, right? So I get it. I understand why people would go, call me when, Diallo, who's a great Canadian player. There's some other Canadians who are on the rise now. We're not going away, but I do get it why people would check out.
Yeah, and it's not like there's the default of, well, I'm just waiting to watch Roger Federer and Nadal and Djokovic go at it. Mm-hmm. I don't think Alcaraz and some of the other guys have that. They're great. They're stars in their sport, but I don't know if they have yet that transcending power.
Not quite yet. Yannick Sinner is brilliant.
That brings in the casual.
And let's just say this, casual North America.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because,
this conversation fully North America. Yes. The world, it's the same as F1. F1 had this popularity boom. Everyone talks about how F1 got popular. It got popular in North America. F1 was already popular.
Exactly.
Drive to Survive didn't make F1 popular. It made it popular in North America.
When it's, God, we're elitist. When it matters to us, then we say to ourselves, oh, now it's big.
Yes.
No. We were late to adopt. We were late to start caring, right? And then once you guys have shows on this, you have people that actually know about F1. I'm merely a guy that goes, oh, that's cool. I understand kind of the,
Cars go vroom.
Cars go fast, really attractive people with lots of money go to these events. Cool.
Just like Wimbledon.
Yes. But it's North Americans are like, we'll start caring when it's presented in a way that we find appealing.
Yeah. I will always say, I still will always love the U.S. Open because I'm a guy that doesn't like mornings. You know that about me, Dave. I love my nights.
Yes,
there's nothing like throwing on TSN at 8 o'clock at night and two tennis players are taking the court at main court.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm in for 3 hours of tennis right now because we're leading into Labor Day. We're leading into all of that. There's not a lot else going on, but let's watch some tennis. Let's watch. And there's like 16 people left in the stadium.
Yeah.
And it's still this massive match. And it's great. It's lovely. I love the U.S. Open. Wimbledon is the dream for me. If I could ever go to one, Wimbledon would be the one I want to go to. But I love watching the U.S. Open just because of the time of day.
I agree with you. But you will need to get a loan. Like, it's not an inexpensive venture to go there. Which is okay.
Is it?
You spend, man.
Well, how much is it?
Well, I mean,
U.S. Open tennis. I gotta feel like Wimbledon.
Wimbledon. Yeah, I mean,
it's
you got to find somewhere to lay your head at night, and you got to feed yourself, and then you've
London's cheap. No,
London is noted to be. Yeah, London has a reputation as being very inexpensive major city.
Yeah, it's so big. There's got to be a lot of places to stay.
Sure,
can't be hard to find a spot that's cheap.
A couple of bed and breakfasts.
Yeah. It's nothing. It's not.
No.
Doesn't look too classy there.
No, not at all.
We've got Dave Naylor in a few minutes from TSN as we'll set up week 6 in the Canadian Football League. This is Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Use the promo codes EST Sports when you deposit 20 or more for a $50 free bet, or use YEG50 when you deposit 5 or more for a $50 free bet. As I said, Dave Naylor coming up at 6:40. Beer of the week later today. He's Dave Jamieson. I am Matt Iwanyk. This is the Nielson Show with Lieutenant Eric, but no Nielson or Lieutenant Eric. Here's
so
YouTube.
Really no show.
Here's YouTube Trev with the sports update.
CFL Week 6 gets underway tonight when the undefeated Rough Riders host the 3-1 Calgary Stampeders. Kickoff for this one going at 7 with Dustin Nielsen on the call. And the Edmonton Elks are home to the BC Lions at 5 on Sunday. The first place Toronto Blue Jays are looking to bounce back after getting their 10-game win streak snapped just 2 days ago. The Jays hit the field later today when they start a 3-gamer against the A's at 8:05 tonight. The Riverhawks got shut out last night to the Bellingham Bells. 3-0 is the score, falling to 18-14 on the season. The Hawks take to the mound later today when they open up a 3-gamer against the Port Angeles Lefties. First pitch going at 6:35. The Energy City Cactus Rats did come away with a victory last night in Lethbridge. 11-6 is the score. The Cactus Rats cap off that 2-gamer later tonight against the Bulls just after 7. And the 9 and 6 Edmonton Singers hit the court later today when they take on the Scarborough Shooting Stars. Tip-off for this one going at 5:30. Day 2 of the Genesis Scottish Open is underway, where Chris Gotterup is atop of the leaderboard. He is 9 under through 18, and Canadian Nick Taylor is tied for 4th. He is 4 under through 18 as well. I'm YouTube Trev. You're up to date.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
The Nielson Show with Lieutenant Eric, Matt Iwanyk, Dave Jamieson with you here alongside YouTube Trev. I was trying to find out how do I get the Scottish Open on our TV here, but
No way. It's
Alcaraz
on?
is getting on the court
Yes.
right away.
Yes,
So I guess we'll be watching Alcaraz.
Yeah, showtime here, boys.
We'll be getting connected with Dave Naylor in about 8 minutes time here. I do want a Bootski in the nasty chat. I'm old. I still have cable. Is that why I'm not pissed at Rogers today like so many others? I don't know if you
Wow.
saw the story with Sportsnet Plus. For those that have missed this, an email was sent out to Sportsnet Plus subscribers.
Loose. As they say.
Everything's a plus.
Yes.
The current price of $249.99 plus applicable taxes is being raised to $324.99 plus applicable taxes starting September 9th. That is a 30% increase this upcoming season for those that want Sportsnet Plus. So if you don't have a cable package and you want to watch some hockey this season and you do it online through all these streaming services because cable got too expensive because everything was too
Sure.
expensive. And now you get all
Cord
these
cutters.
bundlings. Now you're up to $350, which is $29 a month for Sportsnet Plus.
That's
if
a
you work
lot
it
to
out.
pay for Ken and Ivanka.
It's a lot. It's also a lot to pay for an increase.
Tube got it. Yes.
When they're not like, okay, what has changed? Well, you spent more money to get the rights. This
Yes.
is paying. That's all this is.
That's
like,
a you problem,
I
Mel.
know that, and that's the like. There's not a moment where Sportsnet Plus is they're saying like we're increasing the price, but we're gonna offer.
Look what we're going to give you.
Look at we're adding this to our features, or we're giving you 4K, or we're gonna do this. Like there's just no. You owe us more money. That's it. Deal with it. Suck it up. Pay us more money. And it's fascinating. I have not got into like I'm with a Boots guy. I still have cable.
Yes.
I do sail the high seas for those that understand what I mean by that.
No, I don't. Why don't you tell me what sail the high seas means?
It's finding
It's not
things.
one of these vaguely sexual terms that you young people use.
No, it's finding ways
Raw
to
dog.
it's
Okay. All right. Sure.
it's finding ways to watch things in different ways.
Like pirating.
That's why it's sail the high seas.
Gotcha. Hey, did you know that, Tube?
I just connect the dots there.
I
You're
like
just
that.
sailing the high seas.
Yeah, that's
Is
not
that
bad
your
at all.
work, or is that somebody
It's an
on
online
the
thing.
internet?
It's a lot. You'll see that. Honestly, if you click a lot of the links when it comes to people talking about this, you'll see a lot of people saying, "I'm going to start sailing the high seas" or things like that. Because that's what that means. I have that. Like I do different ways of going. I could have my youthful ways of finding things. But I also look like I don't pay for streaming services. I don't have. But if you cut cable between Netflix and let's just say Netflix, Sportsnet Plus, TSN Plus, and between those three, like it's expensive.
I want one of those giant satellite dishes. Remember we used to have the giant satellite dishes you could
Yes.
get? Those
Here's the thing about the Sportsnet price being $39 or $29 for Sportsnet Plus. Now you get more than regular Sportsnet. There's a little bit more you get.
what do
with
you
it.
get?
Well, you get
Ken and Ivanka.
Well, you get all the hockey package.
Faisal.
You can watch any hockey game out of market, not in market.
Wow.
You can watch any of those ones. I think with this package with Sportsnet Plus, I think that all comes with it. And you don't get that with the Sportsnet package. But my sports package on TELUS, I think is only like $14, and I get TSN and Sportsnet. I pay like $50 a month.
I feel like we're doing
for my
a segment
TV.
of the people helper here. You're trying to help people
Well,
make better decisions
well,
about how they
I can
consume.
help people sail the high seas at ways, but I
Sure.
can't do that on air. It's one of those though. I think my cable bill is like $50. I have basic cable
Yes.
plus sports. That's it.
Yeah.
Things are just getting ridiculously expensive. But to Bootsky, yeah, you're not upset because you still get your cable, you get your games, you're doing it the old school way.
Mm-hmm.
But for those that have cord cut it, or for those that have gone just the plus way, I believe they're rightfully pissed off because a 30% increase when also you're not getting anything extra for it.
What?
Tough pill
Okay.
to swallow.
And I am by no means rushing to the defense of the overlords at Rogers, but what would you think would have justified in your mind, like where you would have looked at that increase and said, okay, but they're giving us this? Like, what would it have to be? What would the elements have to be?
I think if they said we're broadcasting a lot more in 4K. Because right now, I think there's an issue with Sportsnet Plus. What I've seen from some people is that they still actually only stream in 720, not even 1080.
Okay.
So if you're going to ask people to spend almost $30 a month, your video quality better be top notch. And there's a lot of glitches with the app. There's a lot of those things. Like I feel like if you said we're spending, we're charging 30% more, but we are going to have more 4K options. We're going to stream everything in 1080.
Mm-hmm.
And we have invested into fixing all the glitches and the bugginess, and that's going to go away. I think people could accept that a little bit more. Everyone's always going to be upset from a price hike. But I think if you had that, and if people go through a year where they're like, yeah, it wasn't glitchy like it was in the past, I think people will be happier.
And you get unlimited coverage of the Utah Mammoth.
It'll always be the hockey club to me, Dave.
Yep.
It'll always be the hockey club to me. UHC, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be cheering against them because they did that.
We could have, I'd love to have a conversation if we had a media, I mean, we got Naylor coming on here, but, a conversation around kind of where we're at in that part of the landscape.
It's hard not to see. Well, they just spent more money to pay for NHL rights for a longer deal, and naturally, they're passing on those payments to
you, the consumer.
You, the consumer, will be paying for that. Also, can Sportsnet, how did Abutsky put it? Is there a way, Rogers, to police the quote-unquote high seas? Yes and no. There's a lot of sort of policing of the high seas. The NBA has gone after some of that stuff. It still pops up. Some of those sites, not as good as they used to be, some of them. You just have to go find them. There's always, it's the same as sports drug use.
What?
Oh, I'm going to go.
Hold on.
Well,
stop.
Science is always ahead of the leagues and there's somebody working on the next thing that is going to be a performance enhancer.
Right.
It's the same in these type of things. They'll shut down what you're using at some point, but there's another one that's popping up.
It's whack-a-mole.
100%.
It's
100%.
drug whack-a-mole.
It's the that type of streaming has been going on for a couple of decades now. It hasn't been able to fully be stopped. So there is no real way to police it. There is ways to shut things down. So it can happen, but some of that stuff doesn't cost you anything. So you just have to go find the next one. Being online, you just kind of have to know what you're doing and know what you're looking for. There are some other ways. I'm all of a sudden turning into this like a whole, like,
no, that's okay.
Here's how you do things.
Well, it's your
illegally.
soapbox. That's what we love about you. You turn this into your own bully pulpit.
Week 6, Canadian Football League begins tonight. It is the Calgary Stampeders in Saskatchewan to take on the Riders. We've got the Ticats and the Red Blacks tomorrow, and then it's the Edmonton Elks hosting the BC Lions on Sunday. Green and Gold kickoff show. Myself and Jay Milne will get going 4 o'clock right here at Edmonton Sports Talk as we will get you set for that game between the Elks and the Lions. Are we good to go, Trev? We are good to go. Dave Naylor of TSN joining Matt Iwanyk, Dave Jamieson here. Dave, really appreciate you taking some time. Let's start with that game on Sunday. You've got the Elks who only have one win. You have a BC Lions team, though, that is already 1-3 in the West. Both of these two teams sitting kind of at the bottom of the West. In your mind, who might need this win more between the two clubs? The Elks, who only have that one win, as I said, or the Lions, who have already dropped 3 games out West, and if they lost this one, would drop to 4, or will drop 4 games in the West?
Boy, that's a great opening question. And as you're finishing your sentence, I'm trying to think here. I'm going, I'm making the case both ways here. I would say probably the Lions, just because I think the expectations for them are higher this season. And look, I think it's an interesting game because one of the neat things about football that you always have to factor in is the opponent, right? It's why you can watch a team look great one week and then terrible the next week, and because they're stepping up in class, right? They're playing a much better opponent. And I think what this gives us is a bit of a measuring stick because this is the opening week matchup, right? This was the two Canadian quarterbacks in week number 1. And, since then, the Lions have played mostly worse than they did on that week number 1. And the Elks have played mostly better. And I appreciate what the Elks are trying to do this year and the way they're trying to do it. And it's hard to do, especially when you've had the 4 or 5 year history that they have, which is not owned by this management group, coaching staff, ownership, anything. But to have the patience to say, really, we believe in our process and we believe this is the way to do it. And I think they're reaping the benefits from that. Certainly, if you look at their play, which I think is steadily improved, since that game, particularly the last 2 weeks. I thought, people don't want to hear about quality losses and moral victories, but I thought what Edmonton did going into Winnipeg was meaningful, and then they followed it up with the win over Ottawa.
Dave, in terms of Trey Ford's evolution, I mean, I thought what I found interesting last game, you got big plays, obviously, Rankin and Leak and all of that, and it allowed Trey Ford to not have to win a game on his own and do like he was. I watching him, there was a level of comfort there. Just be good right now at this point in where he's at as a quarterback. Is that fair?
Yeah, it is. And look, I think, even the great quarterbacks in the world, the Patrick Mahomes and the Josh Allens of the world, when you turn on SportsCenter, you're going to watch them make those 2 or 3 or 4 incredible plays that they make over 60 snaps of a football game. But the reason they win is as much that they do the consistent play, very, very well. And I kind of use Josh Allen as an example of that, as an evolution of that, a guy who was known as a high risk, high reward player. You're going to make great plays, but he's going to give away the game. And last year, his season in the National Football League was the most, I need a word to describe this because I'm not going to get it right, but it was the best ball security season for a quarterback in NFL history.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And so I'm using this as an example to show that a guy who has that athletic high side, who has that ability to make spectacular plays and wow you, can actually become master of the simple and safe play as well. And that's the evolution that Trey Ford has to make. And I think, to me, it was that you've really seen a big step forward the last 3 games. And you see it in a number of ways. The way he's throwing from the pocket, just not being as skittish, getting out as soon as there's pressure, like we saw maybe the first couple of weeks. And the other one, and this is the one I find interesting, he's hardly running.
Yes.
Now, I don't necessarily think that's a great idea long term because he's got an elite skill set. And I think I said on air the night of the Winnipeg game when he had 1 rush for 6 yards, I said, I don't love that they took the driver out of his bag. You know what I mean? Because that is something he does really well. But I just even wonder, and I talked to Jordan McSimmick about 2.5 weeks ago, I guess, maybe before that Winnipeg game. And when I get a chance to speak to him again, I want to ask him, like, have they told Trey, like, try to put the run game in your back pocket as much as possible, because that's the only way you're going to develop as a pocket passer. As long as you rely on this, you're never going to get, I don't know, I'm making this up. Or certainly it seems there is an emphasis to have him rely more on his arm than his legs, because throughout his career, he's never run as little as he has this last little stretch. And it also coincides with him evolving as a pocket passer. So if that is part of the theory, and I don't know if it is, it's paying dividends.
For the BC Lions, as you said, like a little bit more expectations of what they were going to do this season. Yeah. They are sitting 2-3. They've lost both to Winnipeg, lost to Saskatchewan already. Is it just as easy as Nathan Rourke's been hurt for a chunk of this season, or what are you seeing with the BC Lions early on?
Yeah, I don't think it's ever that simple, but I think when we debated this on one of our platforms one time, and it was which team has the greatest drop-off when their quarterback is not there, because of course it has been a year where one of the themes has been, missing starting quarterbacks. And I think we said the BC Lions, kind of fit that category. When you look at, having Chase Bryce behind him, who hasn't played very much, and Jeremiah Mazzoli, who hasn't played very much in the last 3 or 4 years, unfortunately, because of injuries, and hasn't played very well when he's been in. So, yeah, I think it's, again, sometimes can be overly simplistic to make football analysis all about quarterbacks and things like that. But I think the drop-off has been significant. And it's also been important for Nathan Rourke this season, because this really wasn't his team last year, right? I mean, he wasn't even the quarterback of record at the end of their season. So, I think it's part of Nathan missing time is, they're not as good when he's not in there. He's not in there. But also I think part of it is just, new staff, new teammates. This is a different year, and he needs some time to get his footing back in the Canadian Football League as well. But I think BC is maybe one of those teams that's just kind of got to walk the fine line between being a good team and an average team, week to week.
Dave, forgive me. I know it's way too early to be using lines like statement win, but what Calgary did against Winnipeg and how they've played to this point, I mean, they are decidedly different than last year, and fans of the team would say, thank God, because they were not a good team last year. Where do you see the biggest change? Is it at VA and where else? And
defense. The defense is fast. And, one of the things when I was going over their roster at the start of the year, and I was joking with some of our guys, I said, guys, this is like an expansion team roster. Like the number of guys who I couldn't tell you a thing about, that they were starting in week number 1, which you don't see very often. There's that much wholehearted change. And the other, but I think also some of the things that this speaks to is, and you see this around the league every year, is that you see players you don't know very well, or you don't recognize you recognize their names, but you don't know a lot about them at the start of a season. And then you realize they were there for the last 5 games last year, or they were there for the last 7 games last year, or something. And you didn't notice them because their team was out of it. They were playing in backup or support roles, and it didn't really matter. But I think that, the importance of, if you're going to bring in new guys, having guys who at least got their feet wet in the Canadian Football League late last season, as opposed to having guys show up in camp on May 15th and everything's new. The city, the team, the teammates, the rules, all of that. And I think it's part of what you're seeing in Calgary. But no, funny, going into that game last week, I remember saying to somebody, we're kind of still trying to figure out, like, what are the Calgary Stampeders? And then that game came up on the schedule, was like, this is going to be a reveal game. And that's really what the first 6, 7, 8 weeks of the Canadian Football League is for me. And it's actually the most exciting part of the season, because we learn so much every week. Teams reveal themselves, for better or worse, week after week. And with the degree of off-season change, there's lots to learn. But Calgary has been the biggest surprise. And that win, Winnipeg played very well this year. Now, they have had the tendency in the last few years to lay down a stinker every once in a while. And it seems to be when they face Vernon Adams. It always used to be against the BC Lions. This time Calgary. So Vernon Adams seems to be the Bombers' kryptonite. But that game, and again, it was a beatdown from the opening. I mean, it was they just took the game away from them. So, Calgary, Saskatchewan, early on, we wouldn't have looked at this as sort of a battle at the top of the division, but here it is. And I don't think we can be dismissive of the Stamps. And I think we all knew that there was, for any team that is going into kind of all right, blow it up, fire the coordinators, get rid of the quarterback, bring in a whole new defense. What a gift to have Vernon Adams just sitting there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, think about it. How difficult it is for some teams when they're kind of like, okay, we're going to start. First thing we got to do, we got to find somebody to play quarterback. Who's the guy? Is he on the roster? Can we sign somebody else's backup? Is there somebody we can bring in as a free agent? And they have Vernon Adams, who has had all kinds of ups and downs and twists in his career. But really, when he was healthy last year, he was playing the best football of his career. And if it had been anybody else other than Nathan Rourke, who'd come back and said, I'd like to be your quarterback, they would have said, no, thanks, we're good. So, I mean, that is a huge benefit for the Stamps rebuilding process, that they were able to just go out and, get a guy who's an elite player and playing some of the best football in his life. And when you're trying to reset culture, a guy who's known as a true leader, like a guy who says, follow me. And that's, I think, I remember talking to Jalen Philpott when he was through town in March, and we had some time with some of the players. And it was just clear from the conversation I had with him that going back to Calgary was all about VA. With every conversation he had, all of the belief he had was that was what led him back there, was just the belief that things were going to be different, and certainly they have been so far this season.
We're with Dave Naylor of TSN here on the Nielson Show. Matt Iwanyk, Dave Jamieson in for Dusty and Eric. Okay, Saturday, Ticats and Red Blacks. What do you make of this game? Is this a chance for, do you see this as the Ticats maybe also just really making that statement that, it is a battle in the East between them and the Elks?
Yeah, I think that the thing that I'm more focused on a little more on this one is Ottawa, because I think this is a team that came in with some expectations this year, right? Like they've been awful forever. Last year they were decent. They had some real holes in their game, but they were holes that were pluggable, right? They didn't run the ball at all last year. So they go out and they signed William Stanback and they signed Daniel Adebayoya. And other than games where the game script has got away from them, they've run the ball not badly this year. Drew Brown, proved that he's a legitimate starting quarterback last year. They had Geno Lewis because they had trouble in the red zone last year. He's Mr. Touchdown. And, they made some improvements on defense as well. Now, look, every CFL team in history that has a losing record has cited injuries as part of that. And that's Ottawa is no exception. And, I always kind of pass when teams talk about that, unless it's an extreme case. In Ottawa, it is an extreme case. They had, I think by week 2, they had 10 Canadians on the injury list. 10. And of course, they missed their quarterback for a bunch of games. The offensive line, guys are playing out of position. So it's been a hard team to evaluate. But, being one win, and the reason I say sort of focus on Ottawa, their schedule right now, they have back-to-back Hamilton, which is, we talk about 4-point games, so like 8-point series. And then they've got Calgary coming to town, and who they've beat in the disaster hurricane game. And then they go at Toronto. So you look at those next 4 games for Ottawa; those are all winnable, at least in on paper, based on what the expectations for this team were. I think their season is going to be determined largely over the next month. So, this is kind of page 1 for them. Hamilton's just kind of all of a sudden started to click a little bit, and they were a bit of a puzzle at the start of the year. I think we all knew they were going to be a work in progress on defense. It's funny. I did a little thing this week on SportsCenter about, the impact of some of the Canadian rookie class this year, which we don't always see, right? One of the reasons it's hard to get people excited about the CFL draft is it's not a plug and play draft, like even at the top, like the NFL draft is usually. And sometimes guys take years of development, and often the players taken at the top of the draft don't turn out to be the best players. Well, this year, in Damian Alford, Devin Varasek, and Keelan White, the top 3 are lighting it up. And the reason I bring up Varasek in the context of Hamilton, this is a guy who is starting at middle linebacker, in his, 3rd or 4th CFL game. Both games that he's played for Hamilton, they've won. And both games, he was the leading tackler on either team. Oh, and he's got a pick 6 thrown in there as well. So, it's kind of exciting to see a guy, taken from the University of Windsor with the 2nd pick in the draft. And I know when I was at training camp there, Scott Milanovich was excited about it. He got a little look-see with the Indianapolis Colts and was a late arrival at Ticats camp. But, boy, watching this guy play, this is exciting as well. And again, they're 2-0 with him as their starting middle linebacker. So that's something else we'll be watching tonight, in the Ottawa game. But I think the pressure is starting to build in Ottawa. It's just, I always say it's not losing that gets coaches in trouble. It's losing against the expectations that you should be winning. And I think that's the story in Ottawa.
And Dave, that your answer there in your conversation around Canadian impact players leads me smoothly, thank you, into the question about a thing you've been working on, and we're going to see in a little bit on where players come from in the CFL, like where, what parts of the U.S., if that's where they've gone to school, what parts of Canada. Tell us more about why you're looking into where the CFL finds its talent.
Yeah, look, this is something I've kind of had on I attempted this a few years ago, and I just kind of funny story. The way the CFL websites and team websites used to be, if I had to find out where a guy went to school, I had to click on his bio. That's 500 player clicks that I got to do to figure that out, okay?
Right.
God bless whoever changed the CFL's website so the schools are out just listed on the main roster. So So this changed this from like a week-long project to one very, very long night. Like I managed to do this basically all in one night. And I'm interested from both the Canadian perspective and the U.S. perspective, right? Is because I think it's important to know, where do the players come from? How are the demographics of the league changing? Do we have as many big-time players from, the Notre Dames and the Penn States and the Floridas as we used to? Are we getting more guys from Division II or FCS school? And how has that shifted in Canada? And so I broke down literally where every single player who was on an opening week of a CFL roster went to school, or where they finished school. Today in the U.S. especially, guys are graduating with 2 and 3 schools on their resume, but we're going with the school that they finished up with, and looking at which conferences produce the most players. How many are coming from Division I? How many from FCS Division I? How many from Division II? How many Division III? What about in U Sport? What conferences produce the most players there? What schools do we think of as big-time producers of CFL talent that aren't producing that much talent anymore? What schools that we don't think of that have kind of risen up? And yeah, it was just looking at something even as simple as what percentage of Canadian players play U Sport football? What percentage of them come through the NCAA? All those kind of things that, like, I have one of these football brains that I just think about this stuff all the time. I don't know if I'm going to – I put this out on Twitter or on X last night that I was doing this, and I got a fair amount of positive response. So I hope it's something people really enjoy. We're going to roll it out Thursday, this coming week, 6 days from now on the pregame show. We also created something called the Made in Canada Award. And this is an award. We're going to try and do this annually, where we will hand out the award. And we've actually got like a football trophy. It's kind of cool. It can go in a trophy case, got it all made up. And it's going to go to the U Sport school that has the most players, former players, on the opening week roster. So we're going to do this every year. Hopefully this is the first year. I won't reveal the winner until Thursday night. But that's just another idea to just kind of dig into the weeds a little bit on the Canadian Football League and have some fun with this.
Dave, we really appreciate the time. Before we let you go, we got to go to one of your tweets from a couple nights ago. Darts at the Legion. How much fun that just
take us there, Dave.
Please, that sounds just beautiful.
Darts.
That just sounds like a wonderful summer night.
Yeah.
Well, I live in an area in Toronto called Port Credit. It's right down on the lake, kind of west end of Mississauga. You get towards Oakville, but it's right down the lake. Lovely area. I love it. It's one of the few places in Toronto you can live where you don't need a car. You can walk everywhere. And one of the places in my neighborhood is the Legion.
Yes.
And I got a neighbor who runs the Wednesday night dart league, and everybody gathers for beers in his garage about a half hour before. So that was my activity the other night. And whatever you think Wednesday night dart league might look like at the Legion in Port Credit, that's exactly what it looks like.
Never change, Legion, please.
How'd you do? Did you get some wins, or the other people take you there?
Oh, if you guys got a second, I got a story for you.
Yes, we do.
I hadn't been to darts since like February, right? Like I go like 5 times a year. I'm almost too busy this day. So I go, and then they give you a partner when you get there, and I get teamed up with this guy, Brian, and I recognize right away, oh, this is the guy who's like the best dart player in the whole city. Like this, I played against this guy, and he just erases me quickly and now I'm his teammate, right? So this is great. So I kind of joked with him. I said, man, you're going to hate me by the end of the night. So we go out and you play like 5 games, then they have a play. We go to the first game. We lose. Okay. I don't think Brian has lost a game like 3 years. And he's all of a sudden he looks at me and I'm like, oh yeah, well, and then he says, yeah, don't worry. And you throw in like a toonie. So there's money at the end of the night. We're going to win the money. Don't worry. So the next game, our second game, we got our next game up, and he went first for us the first game. So I assume I'm going to go first the second game, right? So I grab the dart up there, and he goes, yeah, I'm starting. Pushes me aside, and the guy's dropping like 3 darts in the sides of a dime the rest of the night. We won! We won the whole night.
Well, there you go.
I was partner. Yeah, I'm not sure he's going to want me as his partner again, but he managed to overcome the weakness.
Well, you got the victory. You got that you could put on the mount. Dave, appreciate the time. Enjoy week 6, and we'll talk with you down the road.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. Yeah,
thanks.
Take care.
There's Dave Naylor of TSN, who's always great. Always wonderful.
Yeah.
I miss having him on with you and the conversation you have. It's late. I'm giving him a quick conch.
We only conch the ones we love.
Yeah, he's fantastic. And I remember the day when it came to CFL websites when all the websites were different. They were all done in their own ways, and
it wasn't unified.
It wasn't unified, and it was very complex to go through things. I then do remember when they shifted to everyone was unified. Hamilton was the only one that wasn't for some reason.
Because Hamilton invented the internet.
Hamilton, for whatever reason, always had their own website still. And even the rosters, it was done differently until maybe like 2 years ago. Every year for my CFL Fantasy, the junior, we're celebrating our 10th season. Yeah. I copy all the rosters, I put them in a spreadsheet, and I give it to the boys. And they were the ones that had to do all this extra work because everything else was just uniform. But now that they've fixed it. But yeah, Hamilton was then always different. Now they're uniform. But yeah, everyone was different. Everything was.
Oh, I was there
Wild West.
When websites launched, when they became a thing, right? And let me tell you the stories of, and you're going to laugh at this. You young folks out here who are watching this, we used to do headshot days, right? Well, they still do them. You take the headshots of the players. And so when this esks.com was getting its feet underneath it, yeah. This is back 1998, 99, you would take the 5x7s that Dale McMillan had shot of guys holding their name bar, Gizmo Williams staring straight into the camera. We would print those off, and then I would drive them to our website host, developer. He would scan them, and you'd go, whoa, they're on the internet. And everyone would come into the office, and we'd gather around and go, look, there's Giz. Yeah.
We're living on the web. We're living on the web.
Yeah.
We got to get to a YouTube Trev sports update here. Then we'll get into the second hour of the Nielson Show. Matt Iwanyk, Dave Jamieson with you here. We've got That's Good, Play Alberta Play of the Day. We've got Elks tickets to give away. That's all coming up in the next hour. I also want to jump into Paris Jewelers inbox as there's some more comments on the Sportsnet Plus price change. I want to get to some of those, but we'll first get to a YouTube Trev sports update back on the other side here on the Nielson Show.
CFL Week 6 gets underway later tonight when the undefeated Rough Riders host the 3-1 Calgary Stampeders at Mosaic Stadium. Kickoff for this one going at 7 with Dustin Nielsen on the call. And the Edmonton Elks are home to the BC Lions at 5 on Sunday. The Toronto Blue Jays are back in action tonight as they open a weekend set against the Athletics. First pitch going at 8:05. Toronto is coming off a 2-1 loss to the White Sox that snapped their 10-game winning streak, but they remain atop as one of the hottest teams in baseball, sitting at 54-39. The Riverhawks got shut out last night to the Bellingham Bells. 3-0 is the score, falling to 18-14 on the season. The Hawks take to the mound later today when they open up a 3-game series against the Port Angeles Lefties. First pitch going at 6:35. The Energy City Cactus Rats did come away with the victory last night in Lethbridge. 11-6 is the score. The Cactus Rats cap off that 2-game series later tonight against the Bulls just after 7. And the 9-6 Edmonton Stingers hit the court later today when they take on the Scarborough Shooting Stars. Tip-off for this one goes at 5:30. Day 2 of the Genesis Scottish Open is underway, where Chris Gotterup is still first. He is 9 under through 18, and Canadian Nick Taylor is 4 under through 18 as well. Whether you're dreaming of crystal clear waters or exotic destinations, contact Chelsea LaBelle at Expedia Cruises in Northeast Edmonton to start planning your next cruise or vacation destination. Call 780-970-4834. I'm YouTube Trev. Now you're up to date.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. tune in, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Dusty and Eric and all of the bad cats like Brzezinski and Noodles. Captain can gauge it. Maybe it's fun but a cool band to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number one in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away? Beat left the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the games? Macramel, Rapaport, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the north. All about him being in person. Dusty go forth. What say you? AM Nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
This is the Nielson Show with Lieutenant Eric Iwanyk, Dave Jamieson in for the two boys on this Friday morning. Eric actually off for all of next week, so he's taking a little bit of summer vacation. Dusty will be back obviously Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He's out in Regina to call riders and stamps. Here's the wonderful thing, though, about Sport TSN, though. It's not calling the game on Sunday.
The one here?
Yes.
Well, and do we know why that is the case?
No. When Dusty and I were looking at move dates, he thought maybe the Sunday, and I was like, oh, there's an Elks game that day. And he's like, there's an Elks? Like, why am I not doing that? And I'm like, I don't know.
And why would he be asking you?
Well, and they're flying in. I forgot who they're flying in for that game. They're
Smith?
flying in him or Marshall. I have the schedule here. No, that's the wrong one. I think I might have deleted the full CFL schedule.
Do know that Dustin lives in the city?
Well, that's the thing. Like that,
save them a hotel and airfare.
So that's July.
Well, you get a per diem, I guess. Or do you? You're working in your home city.
I
don't know.
I don't think you would.
No, I probably not.
So what do we do? July 11th. So that's the 13th. They've got flying out Rod Smith. It's just like you're putting a guy on a flight for what reason? When the guy lives here, and you could just drive down to the stadium. I find that very weird.
Bell Media needs is a guy like you to do the booking.
There's a few weirdness in that schedule, but so Dusty will be back on Monday. I will have the lock shop for you today. Hernan and Gage are doing a double duty today. They're doing the oil stream, and then they will shift into the EST afternoons. We've got the Reed Wilkins show, and then the hangout coming up just after 9 o'clock. Myself, Sean Bell, and Benny the intern is Bellsy woman.
You're doing 6 hours on air today, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dusty does 5 every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
So I'm getting 6. Rip City Step saying, great first hour, everyone.
Well, thank you,
Rip City. I do want to jump into the Paris Jewelers inbox. Lots to get to in this in the inbox on Sportsnet. The raising of the prices. We are in the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio here on the West End in town. For those watching on YouTube, Dave pointing into the logo for Popeyes. 5-piece nuggets, fried pickles, mini chicken wrap, mini chicken sandwich, blackened cauliflower, all for $4 plus tax. They're perfect snackable items that can round out your favorite Popeyes meal. Check them out. We're live on YouTube. We're live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, and thank you to also everyone listening on podcast wherever you get your podcast. We're also looking still for text of the day. I don't have a leader for text of the day, although I do have to read.
It's early, Matty.
It is.
Leaders will emerge over time.
I do have to read the Northside Sandwich text in a little bit here right away. But Department of Nuge Defense texts in related to Sportsnet Plus increase. Who do they think they are? The Edmonton Oilers? That's actually now going into the text of the day. That's the leader.
Who are out today, if I've got this right, because I pay attention to signage. The Oilers are on the streets today with
doing what?
Season tickets.
Oh.
I don't know if it's mini pack time yet, but so just if you think that it's, set it and forget it and it'll be sold out every game, the Oilers too have to go out and work to make their money.
Well, as you keep raising ticket price, there is I will get to that right away here. Sportsnet Plus doesn't stream correctly for me anyway. There's a lot of money to see a pixelated McDavid. That's why I follow EST watch parties. That coming in from Grumpy Cat. Jake from Ontario had to start paying for the premium because all the games are out of market. And all the streaming sites I use stopped working. If I can't find a new site, I'll watch very few hockey games this coming season because I'm not paying more. I could barely justify the price increase. Jake from Ontario. IPTV. That's going to be your solution if you can't find the sailing the seas. It's like sailing the seas. It costs you a little bit of money, but it's cheaper and you get a lot more. 4K, no NHL backouts. Your boy Baron saying, yeah, it's only for 720. Also freezes, loads terribly. Somebody did say in the nasty chat, I'll let you jump in right away here, saying that they actually lowered it from 1080p to 720, so they actually got worse last year.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Spurs Grove, Corey, Sportsnet always has production issues when I watch Oilers games. Grainy picture, freezing, and that's through cable. And then Atif saying, can we explain how TSN and Sportsnet each combined for 10 channels, 5 each, and they have to share the same sporting on all 5? They can't show different things. The part of how I could speak for the TSN perspective because I know it a little bit better having worked for the company.
Yes.
They are there for regional rights first and foremost. So 3, 4, and 5 aren't necessarily added channels always. They are there for the Jets, the Sens, and the Leafs regional games. So more often than not, they will simulcast what's on TSN 1. Yep. There are outliers where like college football time, there'll be some added games on them. But for the most part, it's their regional channels. You got to consider them almost as regional channels. And they're just simulcasting TSN 1. Really, in theory, they actually only have 2 channels. Weird. It's complicated. Doesn't make a lot of
we've
sense.
been fooled by the people in television.
But what was the question you're going to ask?
No,
because I asked about this at the IPTV.
Yes. What is that?
IPTV it's called Internet Protocol TV. I think that's what it is. So it's just a provider of TV that you could get that I don't know fully the legalities of it. Like, do you remember back in the day, you brought up the satellite dishes. Do you remember how people had, stole satellite signals somehow? Like, I forgot.
You know who used to steal satellite signals? You're going to love this. Eddie Van Halen.
Did he now?
He refused. I've seen a comedian, God, what is his name? Craig Gass, who was lived at Eddie Van Halen's house many years ago in a weird turn of events, right? He needed a place to couch surf. And of course, the greatest guitarist in the world at the time went, you just stay at my place. Eddie Van Halen would steal cable, and he was obviously phenomenally rich. Just didn't want to pay for that stuff.
But that's the new way of doing it is called IPTV.
Okay, IPTV.
But you get TV from around the world. I think actually satellite used to get that too.
Yes.
Here I have familiarities with IPTVs. I've got 30,000 channels.
How much of it is good?
Well,
are you hunkering down to Al Jazeera?
Well, you can.
Well, I know you can.
It's on demand. Like, you get movies on demand, you get TV shows on demand, so you also get a full library of those. It's
you're going to get a knock on the door in the middle of the night. Hey, like, I see this ending for you being escorted with a hood over your head and pushed into a minivan.
The question will be more, what's the reason? Which one is this? Not what's this charge for that we're looking at? Telus and Shaw's IPTV now as well. It's just you can purchase it off the internet and use a VPN. A lot of Shaw and Rogers, it is internet based. Mm-hmm. My parents have it. Okay. So there's like that buffering and there's that little stuff. It's not the full cable that comes in as much anymore. And I guess Telus might be doing that one. But yeah, it's again, there are ways. But like I'll speak up a little bit. An IPTV that I have used at one point, it was like $15 a month. But you get the world at you for channels.
We bring you the world.
Well, you get that for channels. And like you can go find all of the Edmonton CTV, CBC, Global, City TV. You could still get all your local channels. You can get all your local news. You can get it all still on there. But you could also watch what's going on in Albuquerque.
And you should.
I watched Big Brother on Phoenix TV yesterday.
How is it different than what you might see it here?
It was just the timing. I needed to watch it on it, and I was on Phoenix CBS, so I watched it. New season of Big Brother. I got to get to this because Northside Sandwich has a text on Big Brother.
Yes.
Well, there's a guy on the show that apparently his baby mama, they're not really together, is expecting this month, and he chose to go into the Big Brother house as opposed to being there for the birth of his child.
Sure.
Northside Sandwich says, Dear Manny, I'd like to change my stance on the Big Brother guy who's leaving his pregnant wife. I looked up how much they make to be in the house and the percent they get some sort of brand deal afterwards. And the risk of beating out 16 people is not worth the gamble. Considering if you win after taxes, the most you take home in Texas and Florida, you would take home $470,000.
His rationale is the kid will never know if I was there.
You're asking me to try to figure out
No,
the brains of some of these people.
I mean, you're a reality show guy. And
I
that
love Big
stuff
Brother.
Leaves me cool. I know you do.
I watched the 90 minutes episode yesterday. I'm already not happy.
When we did shows for 9.5 years, but it feels
Yes, we
like
did.
19. and you would come back after the night before, and you would launch into one of your long diatribes about what happened on Big Brother,
Yeah.
and I just would tune out. I'd be like, please get me to a Shea Weber trade scenario that I could just really dig in on.
I will try to get my weekly updates.
Yes, I'm
on
sure
the
you will.
Hangouts.
I'm sure you will.
There's enough. Jasmine, when she's in, we'll do it together. We'll give some sort of updates. Mitchie _ our husband just bought some box thing that gets thousands of channel, every sports, all pay-per-views. Not a clue what it is. It's an IPTV. That's what that is. I don't even have to see it. That is going to be an IPTV. So there are ways.
And could I? Do I have to order that online, or could I go into? I'm trying to think. Radio Shack and pick.
No,
that up?
do you know where you actually can go to pick one up?
What's that?
The flea market. Legit. I walked to the flea market a couple weeks ago, or maybe a couple months ago, and there was a couple places that's where you can get an IPTV. So if you actually want to go get the box, or there's ways to do it, but if you want to actually get it from something like that, go to the flea market. It'll be there. Bless you, Trev.
Bless you, Trev.
Yeah.
What is
Don't be
with this
sorry.
guy and the sneezing during the show?
Hey, I was sneezing this morning.
I
too.
know.
It's just that morning air. We're not
really
used-
bad.
It's just different.
Well,
Bless you again.
bless you again, Trev. I know you're just playing through pain right now.
I get all sports around the world for $15 US per month on Cabo Fire TV. Here's the thing. I'm not talking just Sportsnet at this point now. This is the Netflixes of the world. This is the Disney Pluses of the world. They are pushing people back to finding the illegal ways of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going to happen in the end is we're going to have cable return. We're going to get that situation where they're going to be like, pay $150 and get all the streaming services in one, just like cable used to be. We're getting there quicker than I thought. I knew this day would come.
What, when we'd go full?
Where it would be with cable, it was, you can watch TV. And then it was like to get everything, it's just going to keep getting more and more and more. And then everyone went to the streaming services and they cut cable. And it was like, at some point,
The monster will devour itself, and we're probably right there.
I thought we're a few years, I thought it would take longer than this of how quickly it was. Wow, Trev, you're really seeing, did you
For you at home who can't hear that, Trevor left the studio to sneeze violently in the other room.
he's got to be 6 or 7 more
Lord,
in right
man.
now. I'm worried about him a little bit right now.
God.
Well, I want to get to that's good for the Italian Center momentarily here.
Sure, do we need him in the room?
Well, I
or
need him
could
to
we
switch
just
it.
do
Actually,
this?
I could do this. I have the most.
You stay there, Trev.
I have the
God, we
most.
used to do radio drunk, and we were able to perform.
The question is, do I know which graphic, where the graphic is? I need
Well,
to
I
find the
do.
Italian. Well, which one is it?
I don't know. I have
Well,
no
so
clue.
why are you saying you do? Oh, there it is. Found it.
Shouting
Move
out.
that over. We've got the Italian Center. That's good. It's for the Italian Center. Check out their house-made lasagna made fresh daily, ready for you to take home and heat and serve. You can get individual and family size or pre-order a party-sized option to feed a larger crowd. Check out the Italian Center. They've got Little Italy. They've got West End. They've got Southside. They got Sherwood Park. And I believe they have 2 in Calgary. They opened up a second one, I believe, this year. I think it was out in Calgary. Love going to the Italian Center. Nothing beats the Little Italy version. No offense to the other ones,
That is good.
but going to the OG one, it just feels
That's
right.
right by Commonwealth, eh?
Yes.
Yes, it is,
Yeah,
Trev.
yeah, I
Thanks,
just drove by
95th Street.
thanks for checking in, Trev.
I
Yeah.
just drove by it for the first time. I
Go
was
in
like,
next time.
okay.
Honestly, just go. It's a lot smaller than other ones, but it's
where it
old
all
school.
started, brother.
Yeah.
It's old school.
And so it's called Little Italy?
The area is Little Italy.
Oh, okay. Because I thought I saw a sign on it, and I was like, Little Italy.
Well, well, that's the Little Italy of
Trev
Edmonton.
thought Little Italy was just off white.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
good
off
one,
white.
good one.
Okay, just off the Yellowhead. Yeah. Okay.
No, it was that area is Little Italy. Like there's a Chinatown, there's Little Italy. I don't know if there's other spots. Like when you go to like New York, there's a Little Italy, there's a Chinatown.
Cool.
I just don't know what the other ones we have in the city. Like we know of Chinatown, I know of Little Italy. Are there other areas like that culturally?
Oh, well, I know where I'm currently working, which is, right across the street from Commonwealth, down 118. I don't know if that it's Alberta Avenue.
I know, but
I
like
don't know
I feel like you go to different cities. There's Little Italy in a lot of cities. There's Chinatown in a lot of cities. I don't know if there's a lot of the other cultural ones. Like I think in New York, Little Italy turns onto Chinatown as well, if I recall correctly from when I was there in 08. It is, yeah. But so the area is Little Italy. It's in Little Italy. Yeah. It also, if you hear somebody say Spinelli's, that's what it is. It's also a little cafe. Quickly for that's good. Canadian men's national team, highest ranking ever. 28th in the world. The men's national team is ranked.
How are they doing that without the use of drones?
You gotta
too soon. Too soon.
Never
for that?
too soon.
Yeah.
Although that you want to know what that did? That's not. This isn't a that's good. It really has tarnished the legacy of
John Herdman.
John Herdman with Canada.
Yep.
He rebuilt the Canadian women's program. They go win a gold at the Olympics. He built up the Canadian men's program. We should be looking back on John Herdman and going, he laid a foundation on both sides.
Damn right.
And instead, it's like, the drones.
Those drones, those pesky drones, they'll get you.
Like, it's just across the board. It's like, damn. But yeah, no, being up 28th in the world. And what's weird is we flamed out at the Gold Cup, but we went up. Because the FIFA World Cup rankings are a little weird. Who needs that? But we're less than a year away from the the World Cup happening in 2026. I got to start booking my hotel rooms for that.
You're going to Vancouver for this? Or you're going somewhere else?
I'm going. I want to be at every Canadian game. So they start in Toronto, then they head to Vancouver for 2.
Yes.
If they finish top of their group, they'll play in Vancouver for a couple more times if they keep winning. Yeah. If they don't finish top of their group, they head to the States. So I will follow them. I would love to see Italy if they make the World Cup. I don't know if they'll make the World Cup. And Ukraine. But today is July 11th. Today would be 2 quarterfinal matches in Miami and Kansas City of the World Cup next year. But where you're out, Canada's moved up to 28th in the world. I'm going to go, that's good.
That's fair.
ELO rankings.
Yes.
What do we got for the ELO rankings are a little more accurate. We're 32 in the world, but still 32 in the world. I'll take that. So
yeah, that is something to applaud. And can I just give you a tip about trying to book a hotel room in Vancouver? As you get closer to the World Cup, Maddie, I'm confident in saying this: the prices will go up.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Well, I've been following hotel websites and stuff.
Okay.
And June never popped up, like because you could only book so far in advance until like 2 weeks ago. So now I could actually just like go and sort it out, book my hotel rooms, and just have something reserved. Unfortunately, I don't know enough people in Toronto or Vancouver.
And don't lock into anything on East Hastings.
I'm going to lock into wherever I can get a good price that's close enough to the stadium.
Yeah, well, okay. Take my advice on the last thing I just said.
I'll remember that. I'll just shoot you my hotel rooms and go, these are the areas, Dave. Pick which one for me.
You got it.
That's for the Italian Center.
That's good. That's good.
Do you have a that's good?
Oh, no, I just wanted to chime in on that. Like, there's probably, I don't know how many countries there are in the world. At least 200, 300, right?
Well, there's over 200 countries in the world. I don't know about the FIFA World Cup or rankings.
Top, you said 32?
We're 28 in the FIFA one.
28, yeah, top 30, baby. Let's go. Imagine if we didn't have winters, eh?
I like that's the reason why Canada's
well,
been
it's
good.
True.
Yeah,
like I feel like that place
indoors.
I mean, I know, but I feel like it's definitely easier for some countries where it's sunny all summer long, all year long.
Like Great Britain.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's great. Well, it's a little rainy, no?
Yes, it is, Trev. I in other places. I like that. Imagine that's the weather that's killed.
But I mean,
us.
you can.
Hey, I get where he's coming from with that,
I
though.
know,
That it's
I know.
Because,
it's like the way those warmer nations aren't getting good at skiing. Weather plays a factor in that one a little bit.
Like growing up, soccer was my favorite sport to play, actually.
Yeah.
And I mean, I played indoor soccer my whole life, but summer, I would always be out there kicking the ball.
Would you care to guess how many teams are ranked in the FIFA World Cup men's ranking?
No.
There is one country, Eritrea.
Eritrea. Yeah.
Never heard of them. They're unranked, so they don't add to this. How many countries do you think there are ranked in FIFA World Cup?
I'm going to guess.
Go for it.
181.
Higher.
Damn it.
250.
It's lower. 210.
Okay.
San Marino is the worst ranked nation at 210. And Canada right there, I have to scroll all the way up to get to number 28. We moved up we actually passed Sweden.
Like, that's impressive.
That's
We just passed
that's
Sweden.
meaningful.
We're higher than Wales. We're higher than Serbia. We're higher than Norway. Higher than Egypt. Higher than Russia. Higher than Poland.
Mm-hmm.
Higher than Czechia.
Yeah.
Which one is it? Czechia.
I've heard Czechia. I think I've heard
Well, there's a
both,
proper
honestly.
way,
Yes.
and I always get it mixed up.
I like
you
that.
could also say just Czechs. That's the key
well,
one.
you could do that, but there's a proper way, and of course, we'll find a way not to do the proper way.
And I've been told because I remember the World Juniors when they're here, I was told the proper way. But then in my brain, now that I know that there's two ways and one's right, one's wrong, I'll never remember which one's right and which one's wrong. So I apologize to all the Czechs out there.
Yes.
Argentina is ranked number 1. So that is good for the Italian Center, where you can also go get your paninos.
Yes,
And
you
add an Orangina in there.
Oh, yeah, the Orangina.
I haven't had an Orangina in a long time.
Oh,
We brought the Orangina in for early days of EST.
Yeah.
He had never been to the Italian Center, so we had a meeting of 5, I think.
Yeah, that was my first panino.
It was just Dusty, Eric, myself, Tommy, and you.
Yeah.
Brought him a panino, and I went and got Oranginas.
Those
for all
were
of
the
us, too.
founding fathers of EST, right? That group. You were in the first.
He came in after we got.
we
started.
I was a week and a bit after, I think. Like, it was pretty quick.
It was late September or something.
Okay.
He got hired on.
Yeah.
And then, we were in that boardroom over there.
Well, if you do a Mount Rushmore of EST 10 years down the road or 20 years down the road or however long you're going to continue this, you'd have to think that YouTube would be right there.
I would be the next one up for sure. Just because I'm saying it now.
Just off
Just because
Mount Rushmore?
I've been, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. I remember that. The Oranginas, that was my first and only one I ever had, but I'm surprised
They're
because
pricey,
it
though.
was really good.
I grew up on those Oranginas. Brio, great pop too from Italy.
Yeah.
I just now want to go to the Italian Center. I just love walking the Italian Center.
And they have different dish soap and all that stuff, Maddie. It's great.
Although that's where I bought the gelato where I almost killed Jay.
Well,
We were doing an ice cream thing, and I bought a pistachio gelato.
yes.
But he's allergic to hazelnuts.
Okay, that's
He
not
said
good.
he's fine with pistachios. So I bought and I said, can I get pistachio? He says, yeah, I'm fine with pistachio. I bought it, brought it in. And it wasn't an Italian Center one. It was a different company, but bought it there. I was then reading all the ingredients, and it had hazelnut flavoring added to it.
Sure.
So we added a little bit, and he's like, yeah, no. And I was like, oh, that sucks. But also, that's great because I get the whole Orangina container to myself. Or not Orangina, gelato container to myself. Didn't get to the Play Alberta play of the day. We'll get to a sports update first. We'll come back with the Play Alberta play of the day. We have a pair of tickets to give away for the Edmonton Elks. That's all to come here on the Nielson Show. Matt Iwanyk, Dave Jamieson with you here alongside YouTube Trev. By the way, as I thought he was going a different way, Dave Naylor, when he was talking about something for Canadians, the Made in Canada word, which is to U Sports, I thought maybe it was going to be some sort of word, and then I just wanted to bring up, do you remember Walby's Warriors?
Damn right.
Oh, that's all. As soon as you started thinking that, the thing that came to my mind was Walby's Warriors. At the end of each game, they would get a watch, I think it was.
I was part of those presentations.
And then Grey Cups weekend on the Saturday, there's the Walby's Warriors special.
Yeah.
Where he went through all the Warriors of the year. Bring me back, Walby's Warriors. Get me more Chris Walby on the air. He does great stuff now with Darren Baum. He's been doing it for a number of years with Bonfire Sports out there in Winnipeg. But yeah, I was just thinking about Walby's Warriors. Yeah. Dave Jamieson, Matt Iwanyk with you here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Here's a YouTube Trev Sports Update, and we'll be back right here on EST.
It's Friday night football in the CFL as the 3-1 Calgary Stampeders take on the undefeated Saskatchewan Roughriders at 7 from Mosaic Stadium. Roughriders QB Trevor Harris is set to return, having not hit the field since week 3. And the Edmonton Elks are home to the BC Lions at 5 on Sunday. The Toronto Blue Jays are back in action tonight as they open up a weekend set against the Athletics. First pitch goes at 8:05. Toronto's coming off a 2-1 loss to the White Sox that snapped their 10-game winning streak, but they remain one of the hottest teams in baseball, sitting at 54-39. The Riverhawks got shut out last night to the Bellingham Bells. 3-0 is the score, falling to 18-14 on the season. The Hawks take to the mound later today when they open up a 3-game series against the Port Angeles Lefties. First pitch goes at 6:35. And the Energy City Cactus Rats did come away with a victory last night in Lethbridge. 11-6 is the score. The Cactus Rats cap off that 2-game series later tonight against the Bulls just after 7. And the 9-6 Edmonton Stingers hit the court later today when they take on the Scarborough Shooting Stars. Tip-off for this one goes at 5:30. Day 2 of the Genesis Scottish Open is underway, where Chris Gotterup remains atop of the leaderboard. He's shot 9 under through 18. And Canadian Nick Taylor has fallen. He's tied for 5th, shooting 4 under through 18 as well. The Sports Update is brought to you by the fine folks at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, your dealer for life.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button. Thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as newborn 8-pound, 6-ounce Mitch Lewicki. You can picture grown-up Mitch, or teenage Mitch, or bearded Mitch, or whoever you want.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
It's the Halloo Crew. Normally, my show was happening. Here we go, we got station brew. Money Orlando got one too. It's the Halloo Crew. Don't ask what second mind I do. Intellectual feels that's true. They can churn you with that glue. Keep his cover diesel. Go back because it's legal. Your name after so sequel. Laughing just like we will. We can play together. Check this flow back to the middle. Say no, this is like a line of gold or maybe silver. It's the Halloo Crew. The story about tomorrow. And Tommy doing a cameo. Sometime from morning radio. It's the Halloo Crew. Grumpy cat from Grand Prairie. Find me up to Orlando. The north side, no money. Schadenfreude, Schadenfreude. The happiness of others they avoid. They take pleasure in your hemorrhoid. Your misery makes them overjoyed. Schadenfreude, Schadenfreude. On and off the ice they will destroy. They're guaranteed to never ever bore ya. So they wish you happy Schadenfreude. It's the Halloo Crew. 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 Halloo, 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 halloo,
This is the Nielson Show. Matt Iwanyk, Dave Jamieson in for Dusty and Eric today. That was a Nielson Show song brought to you by Totem Outdoor Outfitters. New gear, used gear, trade, and consign. A sport for every season with hockey equipment and skates ready to go year-round. A family store that takes pride in finding the right fit for you. Totem Outfitters out on 99th Street. We're live in the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. Text us 780-218-9999. That is the Parish Jewelers inbox. For Parish Jewelers, Shop a huge selection of engagement rings and wedding bands that are on sale. Canadian and family-owned. Check them out in-store in the Edmonton and area or online at parisjewelers.com. We need to get to our Play Alberta Play of the Day. Use promo code EST Sports when you deposit 20 or more for a $50 free bet, or use YEG50 when you deposit 5 or more for a $50 free bet. Some of you might be going, hey, wasn't that the promo codes in June? And it's yes, they were. They were rolled over, and new and existing users can use them once this month as well.
Wow.
I haven't used my
sporting of them.
I was watching, a little bit of the Wimbledon. It just looks so classy there. I don't know if I'd fit in.
Well, no, you and your Yoshi t-shirt sitting there beside Leonardo DiCaprio. No, you wouldn't fit in.
It just
like
looks
there's more money there in the first 10 rows than there are in some nations.
His headband that we're looking at right now is like
that's
more
Taylor Fritz. Yes.
Yeah, I know that's like worth more than like 5 Yoshi shirts that I have.
Yes.
Although I do need another one of those Yoshi shirts.
Sure,
it's fading a little.
You do.
That Yoshi shirt that I wear gets me more compliments than any other piece of apparel I've ever worn.
And that's from other people your age?
I will walk around stores and someone will be like, great shirt.
Yeah.
It is weird that one shirt actually I had a conversation with a guy who ended up playing for the Wildcats, I found though. But I was in Walmart and he just stopped me to talk to me like a couple years ago because he saw my Yoshi shirt. Yeah. And you know me, I don't like talking to people.
No,
it was very bad.
Yes, you're one of the least social people I've ever been around, which is why we work so well together.
I want to get to the Play Alberta Play of the Day. Wheels has already jumped in that he's actually going with where I'm going with this one. Wheels in the nasty chat. I hate the Calgary Stampeders, but I think for the Play Alberta Play of the Day, I think you should put your money on the Stamps, as the Riders will lose their first home game. Yeah. The Saskatchewan Roughriders are home to the Calgary Stampeders. The Stamps have that big win against Winnipeg. The Riders, though, home, getting Trevor Harris.
Rider Nation, Maddie. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Rider Nation, good football team, but defenses, they win you football games. And I still need a little bit more from the Calgary Stampeders to sit here and go outright. They are legit. They are a top defense in the Canadian Football League. But they have proven enough to go, this is a very good unit at the very least. And it is plus 170. The spread at 5.5, you could maybe even, I'll say this, I won't go straight Stamps money line at plus 170. But Stamps covering 5.5, them losing by a field goal gets you this win. I think for the Play of the Day, I would have the Calgary Stampeders plus 5.5 over at Play Alberta. There's a lot happening in EST specials. Dusty CFL teaser is still up there. There's still the 4 Alberta bet. The early bird bet from the morning show yesterday had Riders to win, Ticats to win, Elks Lions 50 plus. So if you're actually on the Lions or the Rough Riders side, there's the early bird bet. We have the lock shot parlay that Dusty and I built yesterday with is a Dedrick Mills anytime touchdown, Bo Levi Mitchell 2+ passing TDs, and a Nathan Rourke 2+ passing TDs. That's plus 335. But yeah, my play of the day will be the Calgary Stampeders plus 5.5. I also have Jay and Matt's big play of the game now up there for the Elks game. I went big on this one.
Oh, did you?
Go big or go home, Dave.
Yeah, they say that.
I have the Elks winning.
Not unfair.
And they're the underdog in this. Yeah. They're 2.5 point underdog. So I said outright, I'm going to put them to win. If they win, these are possible. They score 28 plus points. Justin Rankin has a touchdown. Stephen Dunbar 3+ catches. That pays plus 580.
That's a stretch.
It comes if the Elks aren't winning a 21-17 ball game. I don't think their defense is in that position hold a team to a few points. No. The Elks have scored 25 plus in 3 of their 4 games. They can score points. We've seen that. So I think if they're winning, they're putting up points. It will come down to, can Justin Rankin get into the end zone? He got into there twice last weekend. Green and Gold kickoff show. Myself, Jay Mill, 4:00 on Sunday, right here in Edmonton Sports Talk, as we'll get you set for the game, please.
4:00, if you're a season seat holder, make your way over to the Legends Club that is just adjacent to Gate 9. And I will be doing a hot stove, as we call them. I was talking to a younger person who said, what is a hot stove? And why do you call it that? I guess it and I don't know the derivation of it, but hot stove with Dwayne Mandrusiak. So appropriate that we will be talking to a legend in a place called Legends. That's Sunday at 4. Hey? So make your way down there, and Dwayne and I will chop it up and tell some stories. Well, lots of stories.
So,
yeah.
Would you like to know where hot stoves comes from?
Sure, I would.
So I got 2 for you.
Okay.
2 answers. I just Googled, why is a conversation called a hot stove?
Mm-hmm.
Google has AI overview.
Oh, of course it does.
The term hot stove in the context of a conversation refers to the baseball offseason, specifically the period after the World Series when discussions about player trades, free agency, and team strategies heats up, much like people gathering around a hot stove in the past to stay warm and chat about baseball. And where that comes is the origin, then. This is the other part to this. It originated in the late 19th and early 20th centuries when fans would gather around wood or coal stoves in general stores or homes during the winter, discuss the previous season, and speculate about the next one.
No, they didn't. Come on. People in you said the late 1900s?
Yes. They would gather
around stoves, hot, and I'm wood burning, I'm guessing.
Hot Stove League. This is from the Wikipedia page. According to Professor James Hardy, the term hot stove dates back to the 19th century small town America when during the winter people gathered around the general store, post office, sat around an iron pot-bellied stove and discussed the passing parade. Baseball, along with weather, politics, the police blotter, and the churches belonged in that country.
And they bitched about exit velocity and you know that guy's on a pitch count. Yeah.
Hardy states that the term was popularly employed by sports writers until World War II, after which rural America gave way to larger urban centers. Baseball analysts and conversations became the province of radio and television commentators, with off-season chatter becoming less interactive and more impersonal.
Imagine
so that is now turned to a hot stove.
Sitting around a potbelly stove could complain about the Bobby Bonilla deal.
Hey? They wouldn't even be able to imagine that one.
That would blow their mind.
So there you go. It's a baseball thing.
Okay.
That other league has stolen, but it's a baseball thing.
Okay. Anyway, we'll do that.
You should bring that up on Sunday.
No,
you could ask Dwayne and the group, do you know where a hot stove, why it's called a hot stove?
I'm not
Let me tell you.
A question to Dwayne Mandrusiak. That is slipshod interviewing. I'm not wasting a question like that. Hey, Dwayne. No, because I want Dwayne to deliver the good stuff.
Well, I was going to ask, what's your favorite Dwayne story? But I have feeling like some of the best ones aren't for air always.
Well, no, not concerning him.
But like, some of the things he like.
Oh, the stuff. I mean, like, there's just so many. I mean, when you do 50, well, this is his 50th season. When you have seen the sport change, the people in the sport change. He had went through, this will be a reference, some of, the North Dallas 40 kind of era of football and drugs and alcohol. And he's seen it all, like to, all the way up to guardian caps and no contact practices. He has seen football from the time he arrived, which would be early 70s, to what it is now. And yeah, it looks the same, kind of, played differently, and the people in it are entirely different.
50 of 76 seasons.
Yes.
A large chunk of football from one man.
Right. I always say the connective tissue for a franchise, and like George Hopkins down at Calgary is a similar, kind of, I don't know how many years George has done, but he would be, in the area of a Dwayne. And they're just very close.
Both went into the Alberta Sports Hall of Fame together?
They did indeed.
Is that not what happened?
Yep, as they should.
Wheels has his prediction for the weekend. Would you like to hear it?
Just like life weekend or sports related?
Sports.
Oh, okay.
CFL and MLB.
Sure.
Blue Jays will go 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Against the Athletics.
The Athletics, sure.
Of nowhere. They're just the Athletics. I love that. Toronto Blue Jays versus Athletics.
Floating planet.
He's got Stamps, Red Blacks, and Elks winning. This Ticats Red Blacks game to me, It screams
upset.
Yeah.
Well,
it screams that.
That's why we play the games, Matty.
In the CFL, you get so many of these weird moments. You get those games where you're just thinking this team gets caught off guard. There's so much parity in the league. As Dave Naylor was talking about, they're a team that there was higher expectations for. Drew Brown, he still looked pretty good last week.
Yeah.
Even though the Elks defense were able to, relatively stop that offense. Hamilton has put up points, but I'm also like, this just screams like that letdown for the Ticats, and the Red Blacks don't allow everyone to run away from them. They stay right in the pack. It's just a hard game for me to want to predict. I'm in a pool with Reed Wilkins where you pick the winner and then you add points values to it.
Okay.
And there's a total of 10 points you could spread across.
Mm-hmm.
This is like one of those games where I want to put like a 1 on it. I have no confidence one way or the other.
All I'm going to say to you, Manny, please play responsibly.
I've been terrible in Reed's pool. Last year I finished third, and I missed the first week. I finished third.
How
this
many
year I'm doing
people
terrible.
are in this pool, just so I have some
30
sense?
some or something.
Oh, my. And this is a Reed Wilkins thing. He is the commish?
Well, yeah, all it is you pick straight up who wins the game, but you add points to them.
Okay.
So like last week, I picked the Bombers to beat the Stamps, but I put 7 points to the game. So the Bombers lost. I lost 7 points. But a lot of people did with that one. So if there's that week where you think like this week, like let's say I believe in Ottawa. There's a lot of people that can take Hamilton. If I believed in Ottawa, I could go put 7 points on Ottawa. I could take advantage, but then there's a risk of if you blow it and you drop. Dusty's doing pretty well on that one. I'm not doing well.
He should. He does it for a living.
Dunya, I'm 4-1.
Well, okay. Now you talk about stories we can't tell.
Lucas is 4-1.
Well, you know what that means? That means parity, and that's what we always try to achieve in our sports leagues, Matty. You know that.
Scott McCord hasn't got a win.
Well,
he's been struggling this year.
That's okay.
He played Braylon Addison last week, who didn't play. And then he played Greg Bell a couple weeks ago, who didn't play.
Well, this is a league that drafted a dead player, so these things can happen.
We've got a pair of tickets to give away to the Edmonton Elks, courtesy of Play Alberta. They are taking on the BC Lions on Sunday, 5 o'clock. Go get your tickets today. GoElks.com. But if you want to win a pair of tickets, we'll do a trivia contest. What should we do for a trivia contest? Which former Double E player is the current defensive coordinator of your Edmonton Elks? If you want to win a pair of tickets to the Edmonton Elks on Sunday, answer that question by texting 780-218-9999. I'll get in touch with someone a little bit later today during, just after, in between this show and the Hangout, or between Hangout Lock Shop, one of those shows. I will connect with a winner on that one. But text us right now. Who's the defensive coordinator of the Edmonton Elks? 780-218-9999. You'll go into a draw for a pair of tickets to see the Edmonton Elks take on the BC Lions on Sunday down at Commonwealth Stadium. Jasmine saying Clausen just tweeted a 27-degree today.
Yeah.
But what's the temperature for Sunday?
Perfect. That's going to be awesome. What a beautiful day.
Sunday, 23 and cloudy.
They can play football in lots of different weather. Cloudy, yes.
Oh, my favorite thing. Do you remember Jason Roberts?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I was listening to him yesterday. Yes, I do.
Up?
Yes.
Is he on Up?
Yes, he is. Thanks for following along.
I will say this. We had a joke when he was working at the Bear.
Mm-hmm.
I would go do his Bear sports hit like on a weekend.
Yes.
And we'd just say everything was football weather. We'd just be previewing the game. He says, temperature this week is 25 degrees. And we're like, do you know what that means? Football weather.
Football weather.
And then fall would come and it'd be a little windy and a little cool. And be like, well, you know what this is? Football weather. And then it'd snow and they're like, you know what this is? It's football weather. Like everything is football weather. Yeah. Whenever there's a temperature that's thrown out there, football people be like, this football weather. It's all football weather then.
Sport you could play in any kind of whatever meteorological, system that is passing through, other than lightning.
I was about to say except lightning.
Except lightning. Can't get it done in lightning. Also, you were wondering what the theme of the game is. It's a prehistoric party.
They did this last year.
Yes, they did.
They're bringing it back.
They are bringing it back. So we'll get into some of that later.
There was, so I remember doing a green and gold kickoff show with Hernan.
Okay.
Back at the old place. This was Winnipeg.
Okay.
I don't know if it was the first game of the season or second. I think it might have been the first game of the season. 2 lightning strikes.
Yes, I remember
So 2
that.
pauses in that game. We hit the airwaves with our post-game show at like 12:50. And I remember I started with it because I went in with her and I'm like, we'll just do like a few minutes, I guess. Like, no one's going to be listening. And I just was like, I don't know if anyone's listening. We've got the post-game show. And we got a bunch of texts that came in like, no, I'm still here. I'm listening. And they're like, oh, we'll actually do a post-game show then.
Good. We'll do a show for you.
I was expecting to do like 15 minutes because I'm like, it's just going to be Hernan and I talking to each other. There's no one listening right now. But we had a bunch of people like, no, I'm actually here listening. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
And let me guess, your musical returns were Thunderstruck and Aerosmith's Lightning Strikes. Because that's what you do in sports talk radio.
No, they weren't. Why didn't we do that?
All right. Well, see,
we
that's
dropped
why
the
you
ball
need
in
me
that
around.
one.
Yeah.
Well, we had the CFL on TSN theme music that we got to use.
Of course we did. Of course we did.
We used the hell out of those ones. They also had the Hockey Night in Canada old theme song that we used for
we had
Oilers
5
coverage pre and
songs,
post.
and we played the living hell out of every one of them.
I missed that musical library that we would get into.
Yes.
Twang Tuesday, Metal Monday, Funk Friday.
All of them being used at Low Tide Show.
Hip Thursday.
Yeah.
That was once a month.
Mm-hmm.
We do anything else?
I'm sure we did. And then we
I was
ran
proud
out
of
of
metal
ideas,
music.
and then the next thing you knew, we were out of work.
Of all the days at 1260,
Right.
Metal Monday was the best.
Well, it was a shock to the system for people.
No one played more metal in AM radio in this country than the Dave Jamieson Show.
That's right.
Let me just tell you that right now. Not a single other person out there.
No one more metal than me.
And we got most of our songs from a Bell Windsor station for some reason,
Yes.
I remember. It was always Windsor. I don't know why. I don't know what was going on in
I've
Windsor.
not been to Windsor, but I would imagine it's a tough town.
Yeah, but I don't know
Home
what
of the
station they would have had
Spitfires,
for
right?
that.
Isn't that the junior team? Home
Windsor
of the Windsor
Spitfires.
Spitfires.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
For a former home of Taylor Hall.
Taylor Hall.
'Cause he was a Spitfire.
Yeah, he was. Oh.
Do you remember this?
that
You don't even
dreaming.
remember the Spitfire years, do you?
Yeah.
You remember the Taylor Hall draft?
Yeah.
How old were you?
12.
Okay.
That was like the when I was like first dialed in because I remember Tyler like that was the summer that really got me in to being a hockey fan, especially an Oilers fan. It was like, oh, we get first overall pick. Oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever.
What could go wrong? Not that, I mean, he did some good stuff here.
Yeah, but we all thought it would turn differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was my first year covering the team, was going into the Hall year.
That's right.
That was my first year.
A young Iwanyk venturing into the dressing room.
Was that the Tortorella year?
There's a clip of John Tortorella.
Oh,
we
yeah,
sucked
yeah,
from
yeah,
head to toe,
Yes,
and I don't
yes.
want to talk about it.
Yes.
And then he had to walk by me twice, and I was young, and I was like, oh my God. And there's
Oh my
still
God, what's
there's
happening?
a video out there. It's hard to find because there was like 2 camera angles, and the one everyone sees is not the main one. There's another one where like you could see the whole interaction, one where he has to walk by me to get into the scrum, and I know, so I move out of the way. But then he ends it quickly, and then he turns towards me, and I have to figure out like, where am I going? And I'm like deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
We sucked from head to toe. It was great. Dawson Nielsen in the nasty chat. I love that I love that we have Dave on today. Man, I miss the 3 of you arguing in the Low Tide Show about Godfather movie every single day of the week.
Yeah, we did. Excuse me. We did have some recurring themes with Low Tide and I. And you.
Abutsky.
Yeah.
The sheep listening to Stauffer had no idea what they were missing on Metal Mondays. No one knew. Actually, I forgot. We used to read text to Bob. Those were always great too. When we'd get, hey Bob, what do you think about this? And you'd be like, hey Bob, what do you think about this? And then
I told Bob, and Bob, you know, someone made him aware that we read the texts from listeners that were directed at Bob, like, you know, really like inside stuff that we had no clue. Hey Bob, what's the AAV on? I had no idea, but
we'll answer
see
it
if
for
I can
you.
help you out.
And also Georgia Satellite, who's the commissioner of the Kerfloat, which is Dusty's fantasy league.
Oh, okay.
He's 2-3, having scored the most points in the league and having the most points scored against him. Fantasy can be brutal. And you've always said that, Dave. Fantasy can be brutal.
Aldo Nova, life is but a fantasy. Can you live the fantasy life? Why do you not use that song? Why is that song not caught hold in the fantasy world?
Which song is it?
Aldo Nova, Fantasy, and it's CanCon.
I don't know it off the top of my head.
Well,
Aldo Nova, Fantasy. Oh, I probably will know this one once I start playing it.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's pull it up. Well, I'll pull it up right away. I just got to get through this ad on
do
YouTube.
that. Okay, yes, go and do that.
Well, Grammarly wants to sell stuff to me right now.
Yep.
Okay, so anything playing right now? No? Is anything going? Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm going to just skip ahead. There's a helicopter. Oh, yeah. I know this song.
Sure.
Yeah, I know that song.
Why no one has licensed that for fantasy, I have no clue.
Well, that's Scott McCord. He's playing the hits on the Bear. Why isn't he playing that one?
They're moved on to different stuff at the Bear. 5-finger death punch and all that kind of stuff.
Def Leppard was in town, I think. Wasn't that yesterday, or is that guy coming up?
That's tonight.
Oh, it's tonight?
That's tonight, I believe, yes.
Where are they playing? What venue?
Reed was talking about it. He can't wait.
He's a Leopard.
Yeah, he's seen them.
Edmonton Expo Center.
10 times?
Were they in the Expo Center?
That's not right.
Come on now. They're playing in the outdoor.
Oh, they're playing at the racetrack. Or the former racetrack.
Yes.
The exhibition grounds. They're playing tonight because it's the Rockin' Thunder. Weezer the night after. Tonight's Def Leppard, Joan Jett, and the Heartbreaks. Or Black Hearts.
Heartbreaks.
I'm thinking of Tom Petty.
Yes.
Brett Michaels.
Okay.
And then the next day is Weezer, Stone Temple Pilots, Sam Roberts Band, Default. I think Waylon the Wolf's playing in that show.
Weezer. Oh, let's go.
Or am I wrong on that? Rockin' Thunder, Edmonton.
I don't know, Matty. What I like about this show is you as certainly doing it with you get distracted. You are like squirrel, and then you're off going, gee, I really should check my,
Well, that's because
when
the
it's
one
time
thing,
to renew my insurance.
When we did the shows, I always had the one computer next to me, and I would Google things so quickly.
Yeah.
And we would get things out there. Waylon the Wolf plays on July 12th, 8:30 and 10:30 at the racetrack as well. But yeah, with Def Leppard's tonight. So
okay, very cool.
I'd tried interviewing them. They turned us down.
Oh, okay.
They asked for some numbers on the station and stuff, and we sent them some stuff, and they turned Reed down.
Yeah,
it's very disappointing that we couldn't get Def Leppard on the station.
Well,
but
that would have hurt Reed. That would have hurt him.
Yeah, Reed's
I know,
a pro.
think
He understands.
Yeah, I think he's still gonna go rock out to Def Leppard. I would like to see Reed at a concert. Trying to picture that.
What? How he responds? To
Like
the
he's
music?
not
like.
Well, yeah, like he's going to the mosh pit.
I could see it. Muscle
Like is
shirt.
he in the mosh pit, like rocking it out? Is he trying to get front row? Is he standing?
I wonder why. I wonder what his point of entry with Leopard was. When
That's
he
a great
first,
question.
I'll have to ask Reed. Like, okay, what you love the band, but that's great, and they've been around a long time, and they've done some great stuff. But okay, why? Like, what was the one that where you went caught the hook in the mouth, and you went, I'm in. Leopard for life.
Always.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
We will get to kind of easy trivia
And
for
a
Mr.
warning,
Mike's GC.
Warning, it's CFL centric. So if you're coming to play, you better have some jam.
3 questions too many for Park Mazda. We've got beer of the week. We've got the wrap. That's all coming in the third hour of the Nielson Show with Lieutenant Eric, Matt Iwanyk, Dave Jamieson in for the boys on this Friday right here in Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports, presented by Play Alberta. We'll have a YouTube Trev sports update, but text us right now. What are we going to go with? Pick me? We'll just go pick me. Text us 780-218-9999. Pick me. And after his Trev Sports Update, he'll call someone for a Mr. Mike's GC, a chance to go win that Mr. Mike's GC with kind of easy trivia. As Dave said, CFL focus today.
Yes. CFL
so
centric.
Bring your A game when it comes to the Canadian Football League. Get ready to go. Here's Trev with a sports update. Thank you, Trev.
It's Friday night football in the CFL as the 3-1 Calgary Stampeders take on the undefeated Saskatchewan Roughriders at 7 from Mosaic Stadium. Roughriders QB Trevor Harris is set to return, having not hit the field since week 3. And the Edmonton Elks are home to the BC Lions at 5 on Sunday. The Toronto Blue Jays are back in action as they open a weekend set against the Athletics. First pitch goes at 8:05. Toronto is coming off a 2-1 loss to the White Sox that snapped their 10-game winning streak. The Riverhawks got shut out last night to the Bellingham Bells. 3-0 is the score. falling to 18 and 14 on the season. The Hawks take to the mound later today when they open up a 3-game series against the Port Angeles Lefties. First pitch goes at 6:35. The Energy City Cactus Rats did come away with the victory last night in Lethbridge. 11-6 is the score. The Cactus Rats cap off that 2-game series later tonight against the Bulls just after 7, and the 9-6 Edmonton Stingers hit the court later today when they take on the Scarborough Shooting Stars. Tip-off for this one going at 5:30. Day 2 of the Genesis Scottish Open is underway. Chris Gotterup still has sole possession of first place. He shot 9 under through 18, and Canadian Nick Taylor still sitting at 5th. He is 4 under through 18 as well. The Sports Update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Tuffy and Eric and all of the bad cats like Brzezinski and Noodles. Gadget can gauge it. Maybe it's fun but a cool band to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some Huntix and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when Iwanyk is away? Beat left the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the games? Back from Rappaport, Dragger Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about him give a present, Dusty go forth. What say you? AM Nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
This is the Nielson Show with Lieutenant Eric, but it's Matt Iwanyk and Dave Jamieson in with you for one more hour alongside YouTube Trevor here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. We're live in the Louisiana Kitchen studio here on the west end of town, Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen, featuring 5-piece nuggets, fried pickles, mini chicken wrap, mini chicken sandwich, blackened cauliflower, all for $4. Perfect snackable items to round out your favorite Popeyes meal. You can text us 780-218-9999. That is the Parish Jewelers inbox, as we're also looking for text of the day. Department of Nuge Defense is the clubhouse leader as we go into the final hour of the show. We have Park Mazda's 3 questions too many. We will have beer of the week. We have the wrap for William Huff. Lots to get to still in this final hour. Coming up at 9 o'clock, it will be the ESD Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Matt Iwanyk, myself, that's me, alongside Sean Bell and Benny the intern. We've got Lock Shop today, Oil Stream, ESD Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show, Elks Herd, which will feature Dave Jamieson, also being run at 6 o'clock tonight across our audio channel. So thank you to everyone for listening live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, watching on YouTube, or listening on podcast. You could also jump in to the nasty chat. Trev's just getting someone for kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike's. I'm liking where this trivia is going. You were a little worried, I feel like, this morning when I said do this. like, because you're like, I'm like, hey, what about this? Like CFL. And you're like, wow. And it's like, go for it.
Yes. Well, look, you got to lean in hard, Matty.
Got to be ready to go.
Yeah. I think Trev, it might be an Uber driver that just called Trev.
The thing is, no days off.
Exactly, no days
off.
Yes.
Sports continues. We still got CFL. We've got Stamps Riders tonight, Tie Cats,
sure we do,
and Red Blacks tomorrow. We've got Elks Lions on Sunday.
Okay.
No days off. Get
No, we
ready
don't.
to go. Be ready to go. That's
Trev,
how
who
this
have
is
we
done.
got here?
This is Mop.
Hey, Mop.
Hey,
Mop.
Mop.
Welcome. How have you? How are things since the EST Golf Classic on Tuesday, Mop? Oh, phone's not working there. Mop, we got
Mop, are
you.
you there?
No, Mop. We'll call him back right away here. I gotta ask him because he golfed with Zach, and I want to see how Zach was.
I've seen images of the golf tournament, and fair to say, well lubricated, or was it fairly well behaved? I mean,
It's lubricated, yes. I don't think there's
but
anything
nobody
like
lost the plot.
No, I would even say staff this year.
Yep.
Last year, like Tommy was like crying and having a heart-to-heart with Eric at one point last year.
Oh, my.
Like a good heart-to-heart.
Oh.
Like very happy about what has happened. Like it was almost like
I see.
Even though we had a couple months left, it was like, oh, we did this. It's been a year in type thing.
Yeah.
Across the board, I think, the ESTers were actually pretty. Hernan was feeling pretty good,
Composed?
but it was his first EST Golf Classic.
Oh, well, there's the maiden voyage.
Jay was and Dusty were, I think lesser than the year prior, but it was year 2. So then, so that was a little bit
There's a
different.
maturity, I think, and a refinement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got through 2. Twitter Mary, who's one of our volunteers, and people know Twitter Mary. She took some pictures for us, so I got to go through them at some point, and I'll throw them up, a few pictures that she took of us.
I think we got Mop on the phone.
He's still. Well, you want to give it a go here?
Let's try this.
Oh, we're gonna go that way.
Oh.
Or do you just want to call him back, like shut off the phone and power it down, restart the phone?
Yeah, that might be it. Is that okay?
Yeah, we've got time.
Okay, 1 second, Mop.
What else are we doing here? We don't have anything. We've got lots of time.
Cellular phones, boy, I tell you, they are sometimes have been the bane of the existence of talk radio.
Well, there's something with that board and the phone that it'll connect fine.
Yes.
And then the next day, it doesn't
won't.
connect properly. And it's like, okay, well, this has worked.
Ghosted
We've
machine.
used it. Like, we've used it. It has
Yes.
connected. We've talked to the people. And now then all of a sudden, the next few times, it doesn't work. And like, what is going on here? Oh, now you didn't have to go. Now he's using his phone now.
He'll invoice, right, for the charge, the data charge.
Yeah, I could send it to.
All right, we got Mop
That's
here.
local. Well, no, he's got to connect. Well, you got to disconnect on the other phone. You just got to wait there, Dave. Hold your horses a little bit. Just got to.
That's probably where you could play Aldo Nova. Yeah, this is.
Oh, Big Uke. Only Norm took his shirt off, but that's expected at an EST event.
Okay.
It is expected he take his shirt off, although Eric had his shirt unbuttoned.
Well, that's fair on both counts. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think I've seen Eric shirtless before.
He's been shirtless on this show.
Yes.
He's taken his shirt off to celebrate an Oilers victory and stuff.
That's one of his go-to plays. Yep.
Whose isn't it? Whose isn't it? By the way, 3 questions too many. It will be for Mr. Mike's. Ready to stake your claim? Head to Mr. Mike's for a 2-course steak dinner for just $39.99. Start with the Emperor's Caesar salad or rustic onion soup, then enjoy our tender 7-ounce sirloin steak with Bernaise butter and garlic mashed potatoes loaded with savory toppings. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally. Enjoy casually.
I've heard nothing. I haven't been to Mr. Mike's in a while, but I have heard from people who have been there recently. They got it going on now. Well, they've had it going on for years and years, but
I took Trev Stewart there last year.
Did you really?
Yes.
Okay.
We had a lovely catch-up. I haven't
sure
talked to
you
Trev
did.
Stewart in a little bit while now.
I'm sure you did.
So.
Well, you, why don't you reconnect?
Well, if the phone doesn't go, right away here, Trev's going to have to do kind of easy trivia for Mop. We're going to try it this other way.
It works.
Mop, are you there?
I am.
Okay.
Mop, how was golfing with Zach?
Okay.
Zach, it was very entertaining.
I guess you didn't golf with him last year, but do you feel like he maybe has improved as a golfer?
He did. He had some good shots, and his putting. He had a couple nice putts. So, yeah.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad to hear. Zach's on a quest to break 100 this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although
Wish him well.
he came into the office apparently like last week or a couple weeks ago, and somebody asked him about how's it going. He's like, "Oh yeah, I should get back on that." So I was like, "Okay, this is going well." This is going well. Mop, do you know how to play? Yeah, you've played Kinds of Easy Trivia before, have you not?
Yeah, I've won it once or twice.
Perfect. So you know the rules. Dave will read you the questions. You need to get 3 of 5 right or more to win the GC. The ticker will start after Dave reads the first question. Are you ready, Mop?
I'm ready.
Trevor, are you ready?
Yeah.
Dave,
and I'm ready.
ready?
I've been ready for about 3 hours.
Let's go.
All right, Mop. Who do the Elks play Sunday?
BC.
Who is the quarterback of your Edmonton Elks?
Ford.
Starting quarterback for the BC Lions is?
Rourke.
Which Elks running back scored a touchdown last game?
Pass.
Which other Elks running back scored a touchdown return?
Sorry, don't know that.
Doesn't matter.
Ramos gets a nipple erection.
Oh, is that dirty?
This is not just a dream, it's a wet dream of orgasmic proportions.
Oh, is that dirty?
Frustration sets in and the emotion goes out, and then you just start playing with yourself.
Oh, is that dirty?
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
He got 3 out of 5. As soon as he passed on 4, I was like, uh-oh, he's not getting number 5.
You could feel the plane starting to kind of wobble there upon, touching down.
Justin Rankin, 2 touchdowns last game.
Yes.
1 rushing, 1 receiving, and then Javon Leake
with
with
the other running
kick
back.
return or the punt return touchdown. The first punt return for the Edmonton Elks since 2015.
Been a while. Who was that? Kendall Lawrence.
Kendall Lawrence. 2023, I believe it was the last time a kickoff return happened for the Edmonton Elks, though. So
I so wish Nielson was on the call, right?
Yeah, he did the Winnipeg one. He did the kickoff return.
Yes.
And he did this last one. He did both.
Yeah, he did both. I so dearly want Nielson to work in Archie Whitlock to a call.
Oh, I
don't know if you could have that kind of fun on television. You could if you were doing local radio. Are you kidding me?
I was one of those fans that wanted Archie Whitlock cut after game 1.
You and Terry Jones. I told you my story with Archie Whitlock.
For those that know Archie Whitlock, he played his first game with the Elks, I think was Montreal.
Yes,
I think
it
you're
was
out of
in Montreal.
Dropped 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Like right in his hands, dropped both of them. They lose that football game. I wanted him cut.
Okay.
And he never won me over after that.
Well, okay. Now,
as a fan.
A sidebar, but a note to humanize this athlete. I know you hate humanizing athletes.
I feel bad
Maddie.
looking back on it, but...
So the game ends. Yours truly is on the sidelines, and football post game is chaos. And I know what the storyline is going to be. And so Archie Whitlock, I go and I corral him, and he turns to me, and there's players everywhere. There's the prayer circle, and guys are bro hugging and all of that stuff. And I put my arm on his shoulder as we're walking off, and he looks at me and he goes, "That wasn't very good, was it?" And I said, "No, Archie, but I think what I'd recommend here is just stand in and take the questions. Just lean into it. You're disappointed, but I just loved him turning to me. We barely knew each other, right? Because he, making his debut, and he's like, that wasn't very good, was it? No, it wasn't, son. Certainly, I hope you have a long career."
Yeah,
He didn't.
I was not very happy. He played until 2011. He was signed in 2009, cut in 2011.
Yeah.
So he had a little bit more time than I was expecting.
A little bit.
For the people saying the all summer long Platter Palooza, I don't have a liner for that. I'm reading the liners that are placed in front of me.
But isn't that an us thing?
Dave, I'll take you behind closed doors,
Sure.
or behind the doors here at VST. We have a liners thing. People are supposed to update these liner things, and they don't get updated.
This
Always.
is an internal thing.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not the client.
No, well, and it's also
copy.
like the morning boys are gone, and there's no emails. There's no, hey, this is what happens on these Fridays or this day. From neither of those 2 boys.
You might want to address your processes here.
I'm not
a data guy, but I would suggest that maybe you need to put in some things so that when and...
Well, this is supposed to be one of those things.
Right. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
So whatever was missed,
we apologize to our clients and
well, still, Mr. Mike's. It's a great deal over there.
It is,
but for the Platypus, I don't have anything to read off that one. So
I know, and I wish I had some cool songs to play. I feel bad. I just repeat the only two that I have.
Well, those are supposed to be in a folder somewhere. Yeah, Dave, I know.
We are learning on the fly.
I know.
2 years in. Okay.
It's news to me. I'll find that.
There's supposed to be some of them.
Okay.
In those.
I guess I can do that.
But
then.
that's these are things that maybe at the new place we could up our game just a little bit. I need to get to 3 questions too many for Park Mazda. Go visit Mitch and the great staff at Park Mazda. They know how to inform their fellow employees of when they're going off on how to take care of duties, unlike here at EST. Check them out, parkmazda.ca. I got 3 questions too many for us here.
Okay.
Going to start with Elks Lions on Sunday.
Sure.
I brought this up with Dave Naylor. It's very nice that he thought, oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Elks only have the 1 win this season. The Lions, though, are already 1-3 in the West.
Yeah.
Who does need this game more? Elks or the Lions?
Elks. For what they are, well, every team is trying to build momentum positively. The Elks need this for everything I said in hour 1 that I'll happily repeat in hour 3, which is this is a team that is trying to find its way after, we don't have to relive it. All of what's come before with almost an entirely new franchise, in terms of football operations, certainly leadership from Chris Jones down. And they want to make winning a habit, not a rarity. And this is a really good place and time to make it a habit. And so I think that is what is really, why I believe it to be a must win again for the Elks. Do what you did last week. Do it a bit differently, but do it again.
And I go the other side to this, and I agree with everything you're saying, but for the BC Lions, if you lose this week, you drop to 1-4 in the West Division. You would be tied with the Edmonton Elks.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the way the result is, you might be ahead of the Edmonton Elks or likely ahead of the Edmonton Elks because of the season series matchup. But there's one more game to go that the points doesn't really matter.
Right.
It's about just who wins that third and final meeting, which is, I think, in October. You've lost the season series to Winnipeg. You're already behind the 8 ball with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. You've got to, it's going to be hard to make ground in the West when you don't play games. You have less games against the West. I think if I've done the math right, you have 10 games against the West because you're playing 8 games against the East.
And
through CFL. 5 of those, you're 1-4. And so you only have 5 more games against the West to go. There's not a lot of time to build ground. So, the Elks, I feel like have a bit of a runway, that's a little better runway, that if they fell, I think they could overcome a little more. Whereas the Lions, it's 1-4 in the division.
I don't want to take you off the pace and rhythm of 3 questions too many, but the Elks will have had both their buys by week 6?
Well, the Elks will have 2 buys they have a third one.
Still. Oh, they have the third one. Okay.
We're in a 3-bye league.
Oh, yes.
Safety. Yes. A few years ago, Randy, he brought in the 3rd bye, I believe it was.
That's right.
So now the week
collectively bargained.
Weeks.
So
yeah.
I respect that.
Rams fan saying, ownership, accountability, responsibility. Don't throw them under the bus, Matty. You're the COO. I'm also kind of kidding, Matty. You'd give them the gears because you would give it to everyone else and you're able to take it. I get my stuff done, though. I can't focus on getting everything. I will say this because I gave away the Elks tickets today.
Yes.
Like my prizing schedule said this week, to give it away on the morning show on Friday. Somebody on this station to give away tickets yesterday. Happens way too much.
Was that?
Sorry. No, morning show, you guys are fine.
Got to get it done, guys.
Morning shows are fine.
That was EST afternoon.
Focus on every single thing.
No, but there should you have to take ownership of your show.
Matty's busy.
Not you.
No, so
yes,
I would not give. Here's the thing, Rams. I would not give the gears. Well, if I didn't give when I left the hangout a couple of weeks ago, I sent an email to Tommy and saying these are all the liners that need to be read. Because that's what you should. Do.
When I've left, I guess it was in April for the week off when we had Brundon. I sent him a whole list of things.
Exactly.
Here's what you got to do just in case you forget. And, I felt good doing it. I'm like, yeah.
Reed goes on vacation and he shoots the email of all of his MP3s that he uses on the show.
That's a
and
pro
these
right
two
there.
boys leave.
These hooligans.
And they don't say anything. They just go.
They barely even say goodbye.
Just go. And this goes back to 1260 days.
I gotta go. Okay.
LT's off for a week, and he didn't even say bye yesterday. A week.
Well,
week and a day.
Oh.
And this is a griping from back in the day. Because I remember the boys went to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I had to come in and opt the morning show. You hosted.
Yes.
And we did kind of easy trivia. And you didn't have any of the clips to play.
Nope.
Dusty always played those clips. No one told me where they were.
Nope.
And I was getting ripped for not playing anything. And well, I don't have anything.
Yeah.
So this is just like PTSD from back in the day.
It is an imperfect science.
Our boys,
yes.
our morning boys, love them. Love them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I'll call them out for things like this.
Nice.
That's question 1 for 3 questions too many. Question number 2. What was it? Prehistoric night for the Elks on Sunday?
Yes,
favorite dinosaur?
Always enjoyed, respected. I did construct a decent sized T-Rex as a child. I painstakingly built this model, which I then smashed doing something stupid. But I always had a soft spot for the Stegosaurus. Just because I thought that looked like one nasty mofo that I would not want to run into, outside the EST studio at 10 to 5 on a Thursday morning. I thought, whoa, that is like, I would imagine, not that there were humans around, but they're humans. Do they cross over at all with dinosaurs? No, dinosaurs can we get a ruling on this from the
I
nasties?
don't think so.
No, humans and
65 millions.
non-avian dinosaurs did not live at the same time. Dinosaurs, excluding birds, went extinct about 66 million years ago, while the earliest human appeared much later, within the last few million years.
Okay.
So, but the birds is like there's
now
descendants of birds.
Does pterodactyl get into that category?
Yes.
Pterodactyl falls within bird, so there's a chance.
I believe it had feathers.
A very early version of YouTube Treb would be wandering around in a loincloth or some sort of, probably no loincloth, and he would see a pterodactyl. Fair?
Oh, yeah. I think so. What a time to be alive.
I honestly, I'm a pterodactyl with humans.
Trev, I've got this image of Trev foraging for nuts and sticks and berries and sneezing. While the pterodactyl is in the sky.
Yeah, okay, guys.
Don't make a move. Smoky.
Don't make a move. Be silent.
Yeah, be silent. Trev, can you stop sneezing? I'm trying to kill some sort of wild boar here. Yeah.
We can't give away our. Yeah, that's so good. I'd love to. Oh, wait, Maddie, if you got an answer, I'd love to.
No, what's your answer?
Yeah, so Spinosaurus is obviously pretty cool. The easy answer is the T-Rex, but
I feel like that is just the easy answer.
I don't.
T-Rex.
I'm gonna shy away or stay away from the T-Rex. The Carnotaurus. Huge shout out to the Carnotaurus. It looks really cool. It's kind of like a T-Rex, but it has horns.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's always the one that I had. I was always fighting with the T-Rex and the Carnotaurus growing up. And I think it looks like bad, beep. It looks sick.
What about the Albertosaurus?
That's where I was going.
No.
Keep it close to
Alberta's
home.
own.
Albertosaurus.
Oh, yeah. No, but the Carnotaurus, it's so cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite dinosaur. Hands down.
In the old days, you guys would do a draft, wouldn't you, of dinosaurs? Or you probably did one on the Nielsen Show. Or rankings of power? Or rankings of dinosaur
There might have been
power?
a ranking. I would say I would say that would be more of a ranking, although they are looking at doing a bird draft.
Oh, good. Oh, that would be terrific.
I don't know when that's going to happen, but...
You know what sucks? I'm not going to be on that draft, and it was my idea.
Why aren't you going to be on that draft?
Because I'm never.
Well, you were on the ones.
Yeah, it was brutal though.
Well, convince one of the guys to drop out.
Nah.
Take Tommy's spot or something.
No, I'm just going to be very critical on this one.
Oh, be in the nasty chat the whole time.
Yeah.
Ripping them.
So
what a terrible selection.
What do you... Okay, you're drafting birds, so,
So many variations. So you got bird calls, you've got cartoon birds, you've got sports like
Sports
team
teams.
names. You've got the
There's a
Blue
lot of
Jays, the
birds in there.
Cardinals. There's a lot. Like this is a 20 rounder.
You can go into college football. There's all birds in college football.
Right.
Yeah. Mascots.
Yeah, fair.
Songs. The bird. Like whatever you want.
Free bird.
Free bird.
Leonard Skinner.
Flipping the bird. Hey?
Flipping the bird.
That's a funny one in the next chat yesterday.
That's actually not bad. I was lukewarm on this.
I
Or
was
Luke Wilson on this, but now I'm warming up.
Yeah, the more and more you think about it, actually,
Yeah.
it is a deep draft.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
exactly where I was on this. I thought that's a terrible draft. Like it's not going to be that fun. And then as I was talking about one day on the Hangout and I got into all that, I was like, actually, oh no, this one could fill up quite nicely.
Yeah. Birds to eat. Turkeys. Chickens.
Pheasant.
Grouse.
I just don't know when it's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because Eric's off next week. Well, here's the thing. Like, Tommy's off the week after that. They might plan it. Like, I don't know if they'll be planning it the week Tommy's off.
Ooh. He's flying away.
But you're off too. Never mind.
Down to, damn it.
That's the thing. I don't know. But Albertosaurus is my favorite.
Is Tom going to teach hockey to rich kids?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Today is free Slurpee Day. 7-Eleven.
Oh, no way.
Today's 7-Eleven. Today's free Slurpee Day. Favorite Slurpee. Like, if you're going to fill out your Slurpee, where do you go? Because I'll start with this one. I am a single flavor guy.
Likewise.
I grew up as mixer, but I am now single flavor.
Weird.
I go with Pepsi or cola. You just can't go wrong. Always solid. When I get to the bottom, it still tastes good. I've had some of those other flavored ones. They're awful by the end, or they're just very watery. I just like Coke or Pepsi, although recently I had a Barks one. Okay. I could do a full Barks. But that's, no mixing, none of that. Pepsi, Coke, Barks. That's all I want. Just a single flavor. Get me a nice medium at Sev. I don't need the large. It's too big. Small is too small. The medium's a perfect one. That is my Slurpee.
I would, and it's been a long time since I've had one. You guys won't get this reference. Mr. Pibb. Mr. Pibb was
Mr.
an
Pibb.
underappreciated soda. That was, I don't think Mr. Pibb lives in the world anymore. But I'm like you. I don't really want to have a Slurpee, or I don't want to be ingesting something that has most of the colors of the rainbow. I just don't find that appealing.
As of 2020, Pibb Extra, rebranded to Extra, has been marketed as a refreshing, spicy cherry alternative to regular cola. You could still get it.
Where can I get it?
That's a great question.
San Juan, Puerto Rico, and a couple of other select places south of the border?
I have no idea, but I'm going to have to try to get you on Amazon. I can get you. Can I order this?
No,
it's not available.
Please don't do that.
You don't want a Mr. Pibb?
No, I appreciate the gesture, but that was always my go-to because it always just seemed like an outlier.
Well, you could get the Dr. Pepper one, which I should throw Dr. Pepper in there too. Trev?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, JMO's not going to like my answer, unfortunately.
You're the mixer?
I've got, it's the YTT special. I highly recommend you go check this out. It's unreal. So you get the Voltage, the Mountain Dew Voltage. It's blue. You get, I don't know, like half. So you're getting three. I got three
like
flavors.
Pepsi Blue used to be.
Yeah, and so the Mountain Dew Voltage, it's unreal. And then you go with the cream soda on top of that. And then you polish it off with lime. Talking about good. Now that's good. Seriously, it's unreal.
It's good eating.
It's every flavor.
And immediately you lock into some diabetes.
You don't. Oh, no.
Benny is just giving Trev.
Benny doesn't know. He doesn't know
looking
Slurpees.
at you like, what are you doing?
He doesn't know
there?
Slurpees.
Benny and the Jets.
I'm telling you, you won't regret it. Okay.
Oh, you'll regret that.
But you know what's special about this?
What's that?
It's very rare. It's like once in a blue moon that they have all three flavors at the same time.
Okay.
So that's why it's cool. Usually I just get the lime. They're usually just singles. I'll just get the lime cream soda or the Voltage. But every now and then there's
all three, and it's the Trev special.
I'll get 4 larges.
Ask for it by name. I'd like the YouTube, please.
Yeah.
Question for you. Okay, this might have been the story I brought up in the Hangout once. Pepsi Blue.
Oh, yeah.
Was that handed out at an Eskimo game before the game and then thrown onto the field?
Yes, I'll tell the story. So, I forget the year. It's got to be, it's the early 2000s. It might be like 2001. And there might be
Pepsi Blue came out in 2002 to 2004,
okay,
so in that range.
it'd be the O2. So they're debuting it, and as often is the case, companies like that will say, "Hey, we want to come in and do a fan premium." And in our case, the Eskimo said, "Okay, yeah, sure, you can do that for X number of dollars, whatever it was, and you can access at that night probably 35,000 people." Okay, cool. And we thought, it's going to be little sippy cups and sample, that kind of thing, one of those taste stations, right? And no, they said, "Hey, we want to make an impact here, and we'd like to give people 2-liter bottles going into the building." And okay, you think about that. Wow, that's really nice of them. You were not thinking it cut into our concessions, right? Because people wouldn't be going and buying stuff from the vendors in there. Okay. It's a cold night. We did not play well. In fact, I think we kind of got, curb stomped. And we're coming off the field, and this is the Commonwealth where the fans could hang like right over the field. There was none of this low seating, and you were right there. And as we're coming off, the boos are coming down, and they're not loving what we offered up. And I look up into the night sky, and through I could see people are now launching those 2-liter bottles like quarterbacks, and they are throwing it. And I'm like, and Mandrusiak, I know, was saying, "Guys, get your helmets on, and we got to run." And these things were bouncing off the track and exploding. And then we heard that there was fighting in the crowds over bottles of Pepsi Blue. So, hey, Pepsi Blue always sort of has a soft spot for me.
I just love the idea of also giving it out as people come in, because it's one, like, if I was coming in, like, you'd be like, "What am I supposed to do with the 2-liter pop right now?"
No, you're holding like a child. I have
to take care of this for an entire football game before I go back to my car and take it home with me. Like, leaving is one thing, but like, now I have a 2-liter bottle of pop with me right now.
Well, and listen, our fans, this is but we weren't doing bag checks. There was a simpler time, Maddie.
Yes. Well, we had I remember the one texter tell us the one time that they brought the hibachi grill.
Yeah.
And they constantly brought their hibachi grill.
And
they were grilling.
That security was "Hey, like, you're not allowed to bring in a device that you fire up and cook in the seats." And they were like, "What? Are you kidding? You're infringing on my rights." Okay.
I want to go back to those times.
Yes, you do.
I definitely want to go back to those times. That's 3 questions too many. For Park Mazda, Iwanyk, Dave Jamieson here with you here on Edmonton Sports Talk. This is the Nielson Show. We'll get to a sports update for Sellies. Then Trev will fire the Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week song. And then we'll bring in our guest. I believe we have Clink in today to discuss. Again, don't have all the details.
The drink of the week.
People don't send me here.
I know it's not beer. No. It's the drink of the week this week.
No, it looks delicious.
It does.
It suits me perfectly because I love drinking more non-beers.
I like drinking more
non-beers. That was my New Year's resolution. That one beer was to drink more beer. But it's cocktails and stuff, and I prefer those a lot more. So this is going to be perfect for me. So we'll get that going after a YouTube Trev Sports Update. Yeah, that's true.
It's Friday night football in the CFL as the 3-1 Calgary Stampeders take on the undefeated Saskatchewan Roughriders at 7 from Mosaic Stadium, where Dustin Nielsen has the call. Roughriders QB Trevor Harris is set to return, having not hit the field since Week 3, and the Edmonton Elks are home to the BC Lions at 5 on Sunday. The Toronto Blue Jays are back in action tonight as they open up a weekend set against the Athletics. First pitch going at 8:05. Toronto is coming off a 2-1 loss to the White Sox that snapped their 10-game winning streak. The Riverhawks got shut out last night to the Bellingham Bells. 3-0 is the score, falling to 18-14 on the season. The Hawks take to the mound later today when they open up a 3-game series against the Port Angeles Lefties. First pitch going at 6:35. The Energy City Cactus Rats did come away with the victory last night in Lethbridge. 11-6 is the score. The Cactus Rats cap off that 2-game series later tonight against the Bulls just after 7. And the 9-6 Edmonton Stingers hit the court later today when they take on the Scarborough Shooting Stars. Tip-off for this one going at 5:30. Day 2 of the Genesis Scottish Open is underway, where Chris Gotterup still has sole possession of first place. He shot 9 under through 18, and Canadian Nick Taylor is still tied for 5th. He is 4 under through 18. The Sports Update presented by Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge. With wall-to-wall TVs, daily food, and drink specials, it's the place to be for every Elks game. Every day is game day at Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge.
Let's get into it. Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. This week, drink of the week. We've got Clink Beverage in today, and Carly joining us. Carly, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Thanks for driving on out to the West End here.
Yeah.
How's Friday morning going for you?
It is fabulous. Yeah. Thanks for having me. I know you guys normally talk beers with dudes with beers.
Dudes
nice.
with beers.
Awesome.
Well, yeah, so that's actually one of the first questions I got to ask, like, because this segment started years ago as for craft beers and how much that business has grown and boomed with craft beers in across the world, but here in Alberta.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're seeing a lot of, I don't know, is it still considered craft other drinks, like cocktails and things like that? Have you noticed like this a boom of people going in other ways beyond beers for?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. No, I mean, even there's lots of breweries that are now playing around with different cocktails. But you're seeing, I think people are getting tired of just the regular like coolers, and there's so much, the really sweet coolers and the nudes and the seltzers are kind of, people are getting tired of drinking beer. So there's just lots of space to play in. So yeah, lots of different stuff.
I'm big in the seltzers game, so I'm very excited about these today.
Yeah, good.
I'm one of those that they're just much more refreshing to me.
Yeah.
And they go down very well. Tell us about Clink and how this all started.
Yeah, so Clink started, I'm from Edmonton. My best friend's from Calgary. She's born and raised in Edmonton, though, so still a diehard Oilers fan. So that works out. So we kind of, really it started with this guy here where everybody likes mimosas. People like to drink lots of mimosas whenever. And there was no mimosas in a can. And so we kind of figured hey, how can it be so popular and not actually in a can? So we're like, well, why not? Like, let's try and do that. And then as we talked more about the brand, we really got into this idea of like clinking and cheersing and that whole cool thing of like everybody does it and what does that mean? And then the more we talked about the clink and the cheers and that kind of connection, champagne came out of it. And so we thought there's so much fun space to play with different champagne cocktails and have fun there. So this is kind of the beginning of that. So we've got the mimosa and the raspberry limoncello, and that's where it kind of came out of. And so now it's just about this shared experience and this clinking and having fun, putting it in a can, drinking.
And you've got it. So you've got cocktails as well as you've got mocktails.
Yeah. So, I mean, the neat thing was the more we talked about what clinking and cheersing was about, it was more about that shared experience and that kind of connection everybody has and what's more, inclusive than making sure that everyone's got something to drink. And especially now it's really hard to ignore the non-alcoholic scene. There's a pile more people not drinking. And so we really wanted something that tasted as good. So we tried to make the same version. We can try today and see if you guys even can tell the difference. But
I'd like to do that.
And I'm glad you raised that about, the younger people. Certainly my generation drank a lot more, and that's got to be challenging in the business you're in to try and live in both worlds.
Yeah, definitely. Because, there are people that still, there's still obviously occasions I like to drink. People like to drink.
Yeah.
And there's people that don't. And so being able to have that option for both people. But I think that people are also tired of drinking, like soda and lime juice and And, there's a lot of different non-alcoholic things there's some great non-alcoholic beers, but in terms of cocktails, there's not tons. So we've really tried to make these feel like there's something special and they can kind of still join in the party, but don't really drink if they don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw something just yesterday that Gen Z, or the young generation, they're drinking less than any other generation before. Like they're just not getting into drinking the alcohol part. So,
I think it's too expensive.
Yes, there's that.
That may
as
be
well.
part of it, but it's also that it just seems like they don't go and always just go want to drink the alcohol
fading
part of
out,
it. But you've got so many people who just love the non-alcoholics, and the selection of non-alcoholic options that are out there are incredible. Also, so you guys are female founded.
Yep.
How cool is that to know that you guys are, this is being run by women? I feel like it seems like it's maybe a little bit more of a male dominated area, a little bit.
For sure.
Craft beer. So being able to be fully female founded.
Yeah, that's really fun. I mean, we kind of you forget ourselves, and then you kind of look back, and sometimes we'll be in certain rooms where it's like, oh, there's a bunch of there's not a lot of women here doing this, and so it's really great, especially to do with a friend and female founded's awesome. Alberta made also good too.
Can't go wrong with that. So let's try.
Right,
I feel like we should try both at the same time. So we've got the raspberry limoncello and the mimosa vodka cocktails as well. They're in the mocktails, so you can get them in both.
Yeah, you can get them in both.
Which one should we start with?
Well, let's start with the one that's on. This is the one that's actually the feature, but let's start with the one that kind of created the whole thing is the mimosa. So this is our best crack at putting a true mimosa in a can. So we use real juice, no artificial sweeteners, no stevia, no aspartame, anything like that. Tried to keep it as close to a real. What's up? Yeah.
Oh,
he's not one to say no to that.
Sit here
He's not one to say no.
Drooling, looking at me. You are welcome. So again, try to keep it like not sweet. We really, really wanted it to be something not only that you could have a whole bunch of. Cheers to
that. Cheers to
let's
Edmonton
cling to
Elks
that
this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, best.
Oh, that is nice.
Pretty crushable.
Well, that is good.
Yeah, it is crushable. That is a perfect mimosa.
Yeah, it's great.
That just seems like a Saturday, Sunday. I'm having brunch right now.
It's Friday, like golf course
at 8:45.
I know.
But
Sure, let's limit ourselves.
Golf courses. This has been like it's a no-brainer on the golf course. So this is the
and this is produced where?
We actually make it in Airdrie.
In Airdrie.
Yeah,
okay.
in Airdrie. Yeah. So this one, don't get this confused. Which is mine. This is the non-alcoholic.
Yes.
This is mine. This is the non-alcoholic.
Non-alcohol. Okay, we're comparing taste here.
Yeah. This non-alcoholic actually won. It was a finalist in the Made in Alberta Awards. And we actually won an international non-alcoholic award for it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Where would I notice the difference? I can't.
Yeah.
But someone with a more refined palate would go, oh, I can tell. Could they, or are they just lying?
Well, I'm going to tell a really funny story. He'll probably kill me for telling you this, but I was just talking to a friend of mine, and he was on the golf course, and he was like, I love drinking. He got brought along in this golf tournament, had to be there in the morning, wanted some drinks. So he's like, I got there. They had clink at the golf course. Mm-hmm. So he's like, I want to get my buzz on, crush a couple of these things. So pumped. Beer cart girl comes around, grabs it again. And she's like, they're non-alcoholic, right? He was like, I had my buzz on, I swear.
Sure.
Yeah. So
I do have to ask about the design and the thought. Clearly, as you would expect, you have to put thought into how you present.
Definitely.
Right? And the look of it, because you're competing against all the other choices. And I mean, now when you go in, there's art on the can. So how did you guys arrive at this?
Yeah, well, that's a good point. You go look at any of the RTD sections with the, and there's tons of different designs. So many, like colorful and black and white. And if you look at some of the seltzers, lots of them went with kind of the white can. And so we really wanted something that stood out.
Yeah.
So I think the simplicity really helped. But, as we talked more about kind of different champagne cocktail flavors, there's really a bit of a retro vibe. So I think we really wanted something that was kind of simple, maybe a bit retro. I kind of give that nod to that era.
Any significance to the circles? Is that
Bubbles.
There you go. I like that. So couldn't really tell the difference between mocktail cocktail.
Yeah, maybe a bit in like you could maybe feel a bit of the warmth, but yeah, the company that helped us put these together, which was amazing, helped us with a bit of a custom. We've got a custom prosecco flavor, so I think that's really what helps make it taste like an actual cocktail and not just another cooler or pop or something.
How long does it take to go from idea in here to thing in can?
It was almost 2 years.
Wow.
Which we had planned for 6 months. Like we were like, no. It'll be like the steps seem so easy, but there's lots of changes and things that happen, and that was good.
Hashtag let's clink to that. I like that.
Yeah.
And then that's the Instagram page as well.
Yeah, Instagram's
Let's clink
to that. Yep, you can find us there.
Okay, so this is going to be.
This is the boozy. This is the raspberry limoncello. So this is the one that's actually the beverage of the week.
Beer of the week, $12.99. Sobeys Safeway Liquor. You can get it if you go check them out. I love it's crafts, crispy, bubbly, not too sweet cocktails and mocktails made for the moment that brings us together.
Awesome. Yeah, this one's and you can see the color too. This one was we really wanted to make sure that it had that kind of that raspberry, bit of that limoncello, that good color. And this one's really good.
So clink to who are we clinking to for this one? Who should we? Ike Howard signing with the Edmonton Oilers.
Sure. Let's
Trav's loving Ike Howard. So
yeah. Oh, that is nice.
Yeah. And again, not too sweet.
Too. Yeah,
I really tried to keep it not too sweet.
Like that again, you could have quite a few of these, and you're feeling good. Where it's like when you have those sweet ones, like I can maybe do one or two, and it's going to be too sugary for me at that point. Yeah. No, this one you could have quite a few of these.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of sugar in it.
25 degrees. This is perfect.
They're great.
Yeah, because when this category, and I know things evolve over the years, like those early days, they were so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were like, oh my God, they were overwhelming.
Yeah. And we did that. I mean, when you talk about the process, we cut the sugar and then we kicked it back again and was like, no, cut it in half.
Oh, really?
And so really, and like I said, there's no sweeteners or anything in it at all. Just a bit of real juice, a little bit of cane sugar, and tried to keep it, again, as crushable as possible. Have more than one.
I think you've accomplished that, I would say. Absolutely.
Well
and with that temp outside, like I just want to go sit in the sun right now and go drink these because it's perfect. Like that's what makes these drinks the best is they are for the sun and they're for all time, but they just add, there's a little extra.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is the
non-alcoholic version.
Oh, okay.
So now why would the color be a little different?
Well, so this is where we get into, and this, it's not ideal right now. But using real raspberry juice, you're just going to get a different look with some of the using natural juices will just change. So sometimes you'll get it where it might be a little bit pinker. But it shouldn't really change the taste. The
exact same to me.
They're made at the same time, using the same juice, same recipe. But when you're using those natural juices, again, we're not using anything fake in there. So.
Yeah, I don't taste anything different.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, and it's just, again, a nice option for people if you don't want to drink. Or I heard someone on one of your last shows call it zebra striping, which is becoming more popular where, you might have 2 or 3 of these and then, have one that's non-alcoholic to be able to stretch it out and take a break and then go back to it if you want to. Or drink longer. You don't want to stop drinking.
I've never thought of that.
Zebra striping. See what we can learn today.
It's the new thing.
That actually is really brilliant too, though. Let's say you want to go to a buddy's place, but you don't want to drink, because you want to
drink all night. Yeah, you could have a couple non-alcoholic.
I think of the non-alcoholics, though, when you're still drinking the same thing, if you're really enjoying that taste, and you don't have to go to I'm going to go get water. Wants to be that guy.
Yeah.
Get me a clink.
That is good.
Exactly.
Just keep clinking me all night.
Yeah.
But then you could go switch between the two. Well,
definitely.
Carly, really appreciate this. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for trying these. The stickers you brought, love these too. Day drinking only. And then I hate mimosas. JK, could you imagine? And no, I couldn't imagine. That is absolutely great. If people want more information on Clink, how can people go about finding more information on you guys?
Our website's clinkbeverageco.com, but you can, most of it's up to date on our Instagram page. You can check us out at, like you said, at Let's Clink to That. Check us out at Sobeys Safeway's got us. It's a really good deal this weekend. So
the ad says raspberry limoncello or mimosa vodka cocktail, $12.99. So that's the deal that you can go get at Safeway and Sobeys Liquor. You have a chance to win a $50 GC to Safeway and Sobeys Liquor. Text us Clink Me. I was about to say, because it's usually Beer Me. No,
Nice.
Clink Me. Text us Clink Me to 780-218-9999. You'll go into a draw for that $50 GC to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. Once again, thank you for coming in. It was very nice meeting you.
Thanks for having me.
This is the awkward moment where... Oh, you play the jingle? Okay, that works out. That makes this less awkward. Perfect.
And then
Thanks,
we
Trev.
scramble
Get
out
out.
of the way, right? Yeah.
We're back here on the Nielson Show, Matt Iwanyk. Dave Jamieson, YouTube Trev. There's Clink. I am stunned
like
at
that.
how like similar cocktail and mocktails are.
I honestly could not, and I'm not doing this for, this is not performative here. Like, that's legit. I could not tell the difference.
If we did
So,
blind
means
taste
you've nailed
test,
it. Yeah.
and we chose to instead, she just put two in front of us. We didn't look, and we had to guess which one was alcohol, which one wasn't. We wouldn't have been able to guess. I did feel bad because of the coloring thing. She was explaining a little after that. Sometimes that happens just a little bit, but the taste part of it is exactly the same. I was just wondering, like, because they were a little different. Like, is that because of the alcohol or something like that? But absolutely tastes amazing.
Very impressive.
Trev will get in touch with someone for Clink Me. They're great, right, Trev?
Oh, that was just unreal. And so good.
Trev's off and running for a Good Friday. Hey,
Yeah.
like
Why?
Mimosas.
I'll say this.
Mimosas in a can. Who'd have thunk
Talking
it?
about zebra. Sorry to interrupt.
zebra
you're good.
striping.
Talking about zebra striping. I have filled in doing this show a few times with Beer of the Week.
Sure.
And you get the pours. And she was pouring us pretty good pours
Those are
there.
generous.
And I go into the hangout and I'm feeling a little buzzed.
Oh, yeah. It happens to the best of us.
Because, like, it's hard to, like, you have to down, and especially when, like, you get one cup for some of them, you're downing those because you got to get the next beer in there. So I've done the hangout a few times where I'm feeling like I'm a little buzzed right now. No question about it. I got to go do the hangout.
Yes.
But I got a zebra today.
Matty, that was
It's
like
smart.
that was radio in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Dave.
Nice.
But you didn't have to do it on camera.
Ah, true. The
I have to go on camera.
The cameras change it all.
And when I jump on the hangout, there's been a few times where I'm also, like, we're commercial free over there.
Yes.
And I remember there's
understand.
one time I did with Jeff Kershell and Steve Sandor. And it wasn't like I had Tommy there to be able to, like, okay, I need to go to the bathroom. Like, I have another host with me.
Right.
I had at the one point tell Jeff and Steve, like, I think I texted you or something. Like, I need someone to come in because I need to go to the washroom and I need someone to sit in for that. But I got a zebra today where I'm not going into the hangout feeling buzzed.
It's perfect.
Please broadcast responsibly.
I am a huge seltzer person. Like that's my jam these days.
Okay.
I will be looking for these because these are delicious.
Yeah, I second that. What loses it for me a little bit with like some certain seltzers is like they are too sweet. Like I have, a beer and then I want to mix in a seltzer, but then I can't because it's one and done. It's a little too sweet for me to keep on drinking those, but like this, it's not just one. You can have two, you can have three. Like it isn't like it's so subtle. It's actually, this is my favorite.
And Dave's going to get upset about this, but like,
no, I won't.
We like to be lazy, our generation sometimes.
No.
Do I really want to go buy a Prosecco and a bottle of orange juice to make a mimosa?
Why do that when you can just buy the mimosa?
I can just buy this. It's already it's all pre-done for me.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the plate right
Let
there,
someone
baby.
else do the work.
Exactly, Dave.
Boom goes the dynamite.
What is it? Think smarter, not harder? Or is that like...
Yeah, that's it.
That's the saying.
Yeah. You got it.
Let's get to the wrap for William Huff. Bruce and his team, they're great, very huge supporters of the ST Golf Classic. This past Tuesday, they were the ones that got us our golf balls for the tournament. They also had their whole delivering of hot dogs. William Huff, if you want your place to look as good as ours or as good as our next place is going to be, because they'll do it the same thing for us over at the new place, visit the team, WilliamHuff.com, in business since 1952, so you know they're incredible at what they do. Dave, you know very much how well Bruce and his team over at William Huff do great things. Let's get to text of the day. Department of Nuge Defense.
Yes, I love that moniker.
Relating to Sportsnet Plus increase,
yeah.
Who do they think they are? The Edmonton Oilers? Congratulations, Department of Nuge Defense. You've won $20 to A&W. I'll be in touch to get your info there, but that is our text of the day. I don't have a sound for the day.
Neither do I.
What? Let me guess, because we don't have access to the sounds.
Yeah, and I don't.
I can play something funny.
Well, Dusty, like that. Well, we could play something random.
I mean, when
I could just click something random on this board. Tell me when to stop.
Well,
somebody has to say stop.
I'm waiting for Jama.
Stop.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6.
3.
Oh, you got to unmute.
Yep, go again.
There's your sound of the day.
Okay, and I also want to play one. It's a tradition when Jamo's here.
Yeah, this is like an anaconda taking down a pig. Yes.
That's you, Jamo.
That is me. Yes, that is me.
What did we learn today? Dave, did you learn anything today?
Yeah, I'm always learning, and I was reacquainted with zebra striping, which I heard because I was doing the show with Eric, and I'd never heard that term before. What did I learn today? Iwanyk, I reconfirmed, this is not new information, that you really don't like mornings. Because that look you gave me as you pulled up in the vehicle and as you got out of the car, it was a man really on the ropes of life. And then knowing you've got 6 hours or 3 more hours after this.
What's great, though, is I've got you, I've got Trev, I've got Belzy, I've got Benny. 5 hours, I'm set.
Yes.
I still need to get a guest for the lock shop. I'll get someone. I'll text Justin Dunk right away here.
Nice.
Why
yeah,
not?
Maddie.
Duncan chew up the clock in a good way.
Trev, you learn anything today?
Learned that you guys pretty plain with your Slurpees. I was kind of taken back by that.
Oh, Trev, come on now.
Like just one flavors. That's it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe just mix it up a little bit.
Anytime I do, I regret the decision.
Really?
Yes.
And then I learned your guys' favorite dinosaurs as well.
Yes.
I legit learned about zebra striping today. Did not know this.
It's a great term.
And it seems like a wonderful thing.
Makes sense.
Go bring a couple of alcoholic, non-alcoholics to an event. And
zebra is a beautiful animal. It really is. I mean, if you think of the animal kingdom as a whole, again, I don't know where you'd have him in the zebra in the rankings of power for looks, appearance alone.
As far as patterns go, I mean, zebra pattern, it is really cool.
Well, you've got leopard.
Yeah, they're up there, but zebra is just so
tiger, the Bengal.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too.
Zebra.
Yeah.
I mean, Maddie, zebra's inside your top 5. I believe.
Overall animals or zoo animals?
No, zoo animal. Animal kingdom. I mean, just stretch your arms out and imagine all of God's creatures.
I don't think it is. Penguins are up there.
Penguins?
Komodo dragons are up there.
For looks. We're talking appearance.
Oh, we're just talking
that,
appearance.
The majestic.
Oh, that is beautiful for the eye to behold.
Tigers.
Sure.
I'm just trying to think. What else?
Iwanyk scribbling everything he's
I was going
to
to say, I wonder if zebras, they got to be in like the horse family.
I would take horses more than a zebra.
Trev, where would you think that they could be elsewhere? If not in that category.
I thought it was separate. I thought it was separate. Like horses, zebras.
Yeah, the dolphin is an oddity.
Yeah, so the zebra could be an oddity.
So it's like an African horse as a zebra?
Sure. Okay,
we'll go with that.
That's pretty cool.
What are we watching tonight by extension this weekend?
I'm going to go heavy CFL. I won't see you Sunday, but I'll be there. Remember, if you're a season seat holder, come on by Legends. I'll be hot stoving it with Dwayne Mandrusiak.
Trev?
What will I be watching?
You going to Jay's thing tomorrow?
Yeah, I am actually. So I'll be watching Jay.
What's going on with Jay?
Jay's 3 daughters all have a birthday around the same time, which is this time of year.
It's a big family
bash. So they do a big bash where they invite family and friends to their place, and the kids eventually go to bed and it goes into the night.
It'll be great. I can't wait. I missed last year's, but Jay was like, "No, I got the bed. I got my own bed."
Oh, you're gonna spend the night?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to make it tomorrow.
Cool. That'd be awesome. I
suggest
can't wait to see you there.
Take a clink.
I hope so.
Sure.
I didn't see that.
I'll bring some clinks.
Bring a 4-pack of that. What are you watching though?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna be my roommates. Their parents are in town, and whenever they are, we always get together. So I'm not gonna be watching anything. Cards. We're playing all sorts of drinking games tonight. That's usually what we do.
Elks, Lions, 5 o'clock. I'll be watching that. Green and Gold kickoff show, myself and Jay Mill. 4 o'clock on Sunday right here on Edmonton Sports Talk across all the EST platforms, the audio stream, as well as YouTube. We'll also have the post-game show for you as well for that. So that's what I'll be watching, but also, Stamps, Red Riders tonight. Hopefully try to get Ticats and Red Blacks in tomorrow as well, as it is week 6 in the Canadian Football League. Dave, I always loved working with you.
Likewise,
this is
my
wonderful.
friend. Likewise.
Thank you for coming
do it
in.
again.
Absolutely. Trev, excellent job on the other side. I'd like to thank Dave Naylor for stopping in over the phone from TSN to talk about Week 7, and Carly from Clink, which is the Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. We've got Hangout coming up, myself, Belzy, and Benny. We've got Lock Shop. We've got Oil Stream. We got EST Afternoons. We got the Reed Wilkins Show. We got Elks Call, all coming up here on our audio streams, as well as the Riverhawks. I have to go check our website, what we have tonight, whether it's Riverhawks or the Stingers. Well, there's a conflict between Riverhawks and Stingers.
Gotcha.
So got to figure out where we go with that one. Thank you to everyone for tuning in to the Nielson Show with Lieutenant Eric, Iwanyk, Dave, in for Dusty and Eric, though live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. By the way, text of the day won $20 to ANW. Coming up next, it is the Hangout in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. I will talk with you shortly.